Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning motivation once again. We are so glad to see you guys here with Chris Cooking Nashville, the beautiful Ash Taylor.
You're very sweet.
Am I sweet?
You're very, very sweet.
I don't know if I'm sweet or not, but I'm here and I'm doing what I can. And I know we got the chat is already hopping, so we were going to say hi to you guys as we are able to, but we're going to kick things off a little different today and let you know kind of what we're here to talk about, why it matters so much, why it's been on my mind, and I know we talk about this a lot. So if you guys are here, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Let us know that you are watching in the chat, and we will say hello to you in a bit. We have a bunch of information. There's things scrolling across the bottom of the screen there for you. There are links in the description box, all of the fun housekeeping things that are there. But if you saw the title of this, you see it says, Why So Many Carnivores Miss the Whole Point. So, if you were attending this, you either know who we are, and you probably know a little bit of what I'm going to say, although some of it might surprise you. But if you're brand new to this, and you're maybe brand new to carnivore, maybe you're brand new to keto, maybe you're trying to figure out how to get your health under control, maybe you haven't even started any of this and you're just randomly finding us and tuning in, great, this live stream is for you, and this community is for you, and this subject matter is for you. And we're going to talk a little bit about, I think one of maybe the most harmful things that comes out of the carnivore and sometimes even the keto world. I think the carnivore community has a particular subset that tends to be much more this way, but there are people in the keto community that do this as well. And the point is that they miss the whole point of what keto, what carnivore is, why we do what we do, what the purpose of talking about this and caring about this really is. Because, you know, the reason that I started my channel, the reason that Ash and I began doing more of these kinds of videos, the reason that we started live streaming, like all of this kind of stuff, is because there are millions, probably billions of people who are metabolically not well, who are struggling with things that they don't talk about publicly. You know, there's all kinds of things that are going on in the world, and the world is not a perfect place, in case any of you didn't realize that.
No way.
Yeah, the world is not a perfect place. We are in the middle of craziness all the time. And we are all dealing with things and struggling with things that I think oftentimes go undiscussed, unnoticed, unresolved, undisclosed, untreated. And I can tell you that for me, there are a lot of things over the last number of decades that I've gone through in my life that, you know, maybe most people wouldn't know. Ash has had the same thing. There's a lot of things that she's been through that most people probably wouldn't know. There's just a lot of stuff being human that you are going to struggle with. And one of these things is oftentimes metabolic issues and health issues and whatever. And a lot of that is related to your diet. So I know you're probably sitting here thinking, so Chris, what is your point? And what is the point that the carnivores and some of the ketos that you're talking about are missing? The proper human diet is about addressing metabolic problems. It's about dealing with extra weight. It's about dealing with sometimes not enough weight. You can be underweight. You can be unhealthy that way. It's about dealing with disease, and it's about dealing with pain and struggles and sometimes mental health issues. And I mean, there's a lot of things that all result from us being metabolically unwell and us eating foods that tend to inflame and make worse all of these things. And I'm not a doctor, and I don't give medical advice, so this is not medical advice for anybody. This is for entertainment and informational purposes, and it is purely my anecdotal experience and observations that I am speaking from here. But I will tell you that one of the things that stands out to me so much is that there are so many people in need of this. And then when you go places like Facebook groups, or you are a YouTube creator like me and you see things that come in your comment section, or you go out and search online and go to websites and blogs and all these different things, and you're searching for information about this, there is something I see regularly. Carnivores and sometimes the keto people are missing the point that the whole purpose of this is to help take people from where they are and move them in a direction to make them better and healthier. That movement from where they are to a better place day by day is the whole purpose of why this community exists. We are putting out information, we are creating videos, I create recipes, there are doctors that give all sorts of information for the science and the medical things behind all of this and what's happening in your body. There are people all over online that are doing this because people need help. People are not well, and they are not at a place where they have the information or the self-control or the discipline or any of the things that you might need to improve your life and your health. And it is our job as people who know to give that information to people who don't. And the reason that I'm saying so many people miss the point, be they the subset of carnivores or the subset of the keto folks that are missing the whole point, is this particular group of people I'm talking about, they're very loud, they're very dogmatic, and they're very insulting to anyone who does not know what they know. They're using information as a weapon to beat people over the head, instead of using information as an uplifting, revealing asset that they can use to help people, that they can use to help change people's lives. So there's a couple of things that I had pop up in my comment section recently. If you guys didn't see the video that I released on Saturday of my carnivore pizza crust, it's an awesome recipe. First of all, I'm going to be using that same crust and doing some rockin' carnivore pizza bites for Backstage with Chris tomorrow night. That is going to be a blast. So if you guys are free tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on my main YouTube channel, please, please, please come join us. That is going to be a blast. We're going to have a really good time, and those are going to be really good. And we have a giveaway with Knife Saga. Knife Saga is sponsoring a giveaway, so I'm going to have 10 of the Nikiri knives you may have seen me use in the kitchen before, and I'll show you guys that tomorrow night. But I'm going to be giving away 10 of those knives to people in the live chat. We also have a special discount code if you want to get a full-on knife set to upgrade your kitchen. I'm going to have a special knife set code for you guys. Unbelievable price on this knife set. It's the one I use every day. It's awesome. So we're going to be doing that. But if you haven't seen that video, I released that Saturday with that pizza crust, and it's doing really well. And it's funny, Ash and I have talked about when I have a video that does really well, when YouTube is responding well and it's going out to lots of people, I will inevitably get lots of hate in the comment section because so many people are seeing this video. And I can handle that. That's fine. I don't really worry about it. I don't pay much attention to it. I just delete and hide a lot of negative stuff from the channel because none of us needs to deal with that. But the thing that really stood out to me is that there were a couple of things that I saw consistently. One of them was just some people saying the pizza looks terrible, this looks awful, this is burnt, this is blah, 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 whatever. Which makes me immediately say, you've clearly never seen an artisan pizza made by someone in Italy in a wood fire oven or a brick oven, because they char the outside of that pizza crust because that's how they want their pizza cooked. And when you have eaten frozen pizzas your entire life that come out of a box and they're all pale because there's nothing real in those things, and that's not good for you to eat the junk that is in there. Yeah, it doesn't look like the pizza that I made, but I can say Scotty ate the entire pizza in that video and loved every bit of it. Our guest taste tester, if you have not seen him, good friend. He ate that entire pizza and he loved every bit of it, and it wasn't overcooked for him. So I say that to say that people immediately judge things from the outside based on their own ignorance of the way things actually work sometimes. So that was something that stood out to me. We'll come back to that in a minute. The other thing that I saw is people freaking out at me over the fact that I put tomato sauce on that pizza crust. And I said in the video that the reason I did that is because it was per Scotty, my taste tester, it was per his request, the toppings that I put on that pizza crust. So I did tomato sauce, I did cheese, I did Italian sausage, and I did pepperoni, because that's what he likes on his pizza. And he's a standard American diet guy. He's not eating keto or carnivore. He's actually, as he's been hanging out with us and talking with us, he's moved more in the direction of keto, like a meat-heavy keto most days, but he still eats standard American diet foods as he wishes. He's not really intentionally doing keto. He's just changed a few things about his diet that make him feel better. And some days he is more keto. So I made that pizza as traditionally flavored as I could. I used some keto marinara. If you guys don't know Victor over at Southern Keto, you got to go check him out. He has an amazing keto marinara sauce.
His marinara sauce is my favorite marinara sauce. Not even keto or carnivore, just ever.
Of all time.
Of all time.
It's amazing.
It goes to Victor. It's the bomb.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I did a keto marinara. And I put the rest of the toppings on that pizza. And the number of people that freaked out over the fact that I put some tomato sauce on that pizza, telling me it wasn't carnivore and I was failing at carnivore and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, if you are watching this video with the only intent being you're going to look at any little thing that I'm doing that you don't think is carnivore, so you can rip that to shreds and talk about how I'm a failure and I don't know what carnivore is and all these kinds of things, well, you're missing the very fact that the person eating that pizza is not a carnivore. And I made this, as I said in the video, I made this as traditionally flavored as I could for him. And the crust itself is carnivore. And I said in the video, you can put like a butter-based sauce, you could put a cream-based sauce, you could put no sauce. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you could do that to make it a carnivore pizza if you wanted to. And the thing that really stuck out to me is the lack of common sense of, if I'm a carnivore and I don't eat tomato sauce, then I'm not going to put tomato sauce on that pizza crust. Chris made that for someone who's not a carnivore, so that makes total sense why he's using a marinara sauce to make it taste as much like a traditional pizza that person would normally eat as possible. All of these things are common sense. And, you know, I think sometimes I still, when we have a video that does really well and we see these kinds of comments, I still get a little caught off guard by them, I think. Because I'm assuming that you're going to get common sense and you're going to get empathy and support from the community. Because we're all just working together to try to better people's lives. And again, the whole point of the proper human diet is to take people who are sick and move them in a better direction. We're trying to take people who are struggling and help them be healthier. The world is not going to go meat, salt, and water. I actually think if the entire world just started eating meat and salt and water and everything else just totally was out of our diet, probably for the most part, everybody would be healthier and maybe the healthiest they could ever be. I don't know. That being said, I am also realistic enough to know that's never going to happen. Not in my lifetime. Maybe someday it could, but I honestly really doubt that that's even possible. There are places in the world people are fortunate to even get to eat meat. Okay? So if we take this attitude of it has to be perfect, it has to be this way, it's meat, salt, water, or it's worthless, and I'm going to tear apart anyone who's not doing it my way, it's purely ego. It is pure ego, it is pure dogma, and it is using the knowledge that you have about the health benefits of eating a carnivore diet, or sometimes even a strict keto diet. I get this from. You're using those bits of knowledge as a way to beat people up, to elevate yourself, to put yourself above someone else, to show how you are better than someone else. And it's missing the entire point of how you could use a proper human diet to improve people's lives and save the rest of the world. Right? We are supposed to do whatever we can to help the community. That's why we're here. That's what Ash and I do. That's why the doctors have the channels they do. Now, is meat, salt, and water really ideal in terms of metabolically, health-wise, all of these things? The science says probably yes. It probably is, right? There's nothing about plant products that, in general at least, really are doing anything good for us. There might be some benefits for various people that they feel good that way, and that's a discussion for another day. But in general, cutting out most, if not all, of those plant products that so many of us have been eating for so long, that we survived on, the grains, the beans, the rice, the potatoes, the starchy things, like all that, the sugar for sure. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can cut all that out and you can be a lot healthier. But where do you make a connection point between someone who lives off of junk, mm-hmm. or maybe doesn't even have access to good food, right? I mean, because that's the other thing you have to realize, the economic situation some people are in. They may not have easy access to quality meat, okay? So how do you take that kind of situation, whether it's someone who just lives on junk or someone who has to because they just eat what they can get, and how do you connect for them the point of keto or carnivore? How do you get them to understand? Because it doesn't matter really what you know. It doesn't matter what I know. That person's life is not changed by what we are doing and know. That person's life is changed by us helping that person know for themselves. So how do you get from I know something to inside someone's mind where you can help them support their own life change? How do you connect those 2 points? Because if you're missing the whole point and you're being dogmatic and you're beating people up, you're not making a connection. You're standing here and you're punching that person in the face and you're pushing them farther away from you. And you're telling them, not only are you a failure for not being as good as me, but I don't even care that you're not as good as me. I'm just going to beat you up for my own satisfaction. That's the most arrogant behavior I think a human being can honestly have. Mm-hmm. It really is. And it's like, I know keto and carnivore saves my life and does all of these amazing things for me and has improved all these things and got me out of my anxiety and depression. It helped me lose the 130 pounds. It's helping me work on the continued weight loss I need. It's helping me with metabolic issues. It's helping me with disease and pain and all this. I know all of that. And when I get beaten up by people in the space and I feel like I don't want to be a part of the things that they're doing, that really says something about what someone who doesn't already know about this, what they're going to feel like about this. That's something that I think there are people in this community, they really need to step back and check themselves and consider, what are you doing to people? Because you can decide that you're better than everybody else, and you can live in a little tiny cubby hole where it's you and 2 people and all you do is eat steak and salt all day, and you can compare your muscle size with each other and talk about how great you are. That's a really miserable, lonely, pathetic way to live your life. So now I know most of you watching this video, if you are part of our community regularly, you know all of this, and you don't listen to people like that because you've already figured all of these things out and you know how much of jerks those people can be. And I think that's great. And we're very glad you're here because you are what gives us strength to keep doing this and keep going. And I apologize if you hear my dog panting as she sits right in front of the microphone.
You want up?
So you guys are already in the community. You already know all of this, and you already have that strength and that knowledge that helps you stand up to the BS, okay? But what about the people who are brand new to this? What about the people who come to us and say, I'm brand new to keto, I'm brand new to carnivore, I'm so confused, I see conflicting information. Do I have to eat ribeye steak every day? I've heard if it's not grass-fed, grass-finished, that it's no good for you. I've heard you're going to die early if you don't go get rid of all of the spices in your pantry. Like, the level of ridiculous misinformation that I hear on a daily basis that comes from people looking for shock value, people looking to elevate themselves above other people, people who are manipulating the idea of keto and carnivore for their own profit. The number of people we see that come to us that are confused by the the complete irresponsibility of those kinds of people, and then people in the community who take that person's lead and then go in Facebook groups and they go online and they come in YouTube comment sections and they beat people up for you're doing it wrong, you're stupid, you may as well not do this, like whatever. That's really sad. Because as a creator, I get messages and I get comments and I get people who come to us asking questions. We get this all the time, regularly. I mean, hundreds of people who come to us and say, I want to do this and I'm brand new to this, but I'm really confused. I'm not entirely sure what's the truth and what's not. Can you please help me? I wrote an ebook in case you guys are new and you didn't realize. There's a free ebook you can download on my website, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen there, chriscookingnashville.com. You can go and download that ebook for free and read through that and get a basic introduction to what keto and carnivore is and why you might want to do one versus the other. The nuances of all the other stuff that goes along with this, you will learn as you go, and you will do N=1 experiments on yourself, and you will figure out what makes your body feel the best and what makes your mind the happiest. Because if your body is great and your mind is falling apart because you're losing it, doesn't do you any good. If your mind is in a really good place and your physical body is just completely falling apart, doesn't do you any good because you're not going to be around very long. Knowing how to deal with both simultaneously and getting the best health for both of them that you can is really important. You need to be able to do that work. So that book is there. If you're new to this and you're still trying to figure out what all this means and you don't know what to do and you don't know what the truth is, go there, read that, and then look at the people I'm telling you to go get good information from, because we've been doing this for a number of years. And we did keto, and then I went carnivore, and then if you guys know my story, I went off the rails. I never dealt with a carb addiction. I gained a bunch of weight back, and we started again. And I started kind of from scratch, really, but I started with carnivore, and that's when I really was able to get this stabilized. So when people look at my recipes and they go, this is stupid, carnivore is meat, salt, water. This isn't carnivore, that's not carnivore, you're an idiot, blah, 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 blah. You're still fat. I can't believe you're already fat. You're still fat and you're a carnivore. How long have you been doing this? You're a fraud. I mean, like all the ridiculous things I get told. They're just ignorant, and they have no clue what actually goes into all of this beyond just what your food is, right? Like the steak, the beef, the whatever it is you're eating, the meat, salt, water people. That's fantastic. How does that idea of meat, salt, water, you're still fat, if you just discipline yourself and get over it, you'd be skinny. How does that help somebody who's 400 pounds and addicted to eating pizza and soda and chips and all of the other kinds of things they do, and would never consider keto or carnivore because they'd have to give all those things up, and because they're an addict, they can't imagine life without things that seem familiar? How do you deal with that? Because you can sit here and tell me all day long meat, salt, water is the key. But how do you convince, I don't need to know that. How do you convince the person who's addicted to all of the junk food? How do you convince them of that? How do you make the connection between what you know and where they are to get the information from you into their mind so they can make a choice to change their own life? And if that's not your purpose, then quite honestly, you shouldn't be speaking to anybody. You should shut your mouth and go live in the hole that makes you feel like you're better than everybody else, and you should frickin' stay there. Because if you don't, you're hurting people. And if you're hurting people, you're trash. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. So if you're one of those dogmatic carnivores listening to me, I don't care if you like it or not. Go screw yourself, because you should not be treating people like they're worth less than you. And it really upsets me when I see people who are struggling and they come to us and they say, I don't know what to do. I've tried to ask questions. I get torn to pieces every time I go into a YouTube group or a Facebook group and I ask questions. I'm desperate. I'm looking for help. And everybody just rips me a new one. How sad and pathetic is it that people who are reaching out for help are getting beaten up? Imagine someone who is sick and laying on the street and reaching their hand up asking for someone to help them, and as you go by, you kick them.
Yeah.
And say, just go die. Because honestly, that's just the social media version of that kind of behavior. That's all that is. So This is the whole point that's being missed in this community. People who are being super dogmatic about keto or carnivore, and it's like, well, it works for me this way, so obviously if it doesn't work for you that way, or if you're not doing the same thing I'm doing, you're not as good as me. It's just arrogance. It's arrogance, and it's pathetic, and it's being a worthless human being, not by design, but by choice. And I'm not in any way saying that using dairy and spices and all these kinds of things is the ideal metabolic thing you could ever do as far as carnivore, right? I don't make recipes because the recipes somehow make carnivore more effective than eating meat, salt, and water. I make the recipes because real people are out there who are struggling to do things that are good for them because they feel like they're losing some portion of their identity that was based on the foods they like, the social situations, the cultural implications of food. They're not sure if they can fight an addiction without the tools to fight an addiction. Why do people use the smokeless cigarette pretend things like the inhaler type things they used to have, or the Nicorette gum, or chewing on toothpicks, or any of these different things instead of smoking cigarettes? Why do they do that? Because they need to get the chemicals and the nicotine and the junk out of their body, but there's a psychological element to that which is making it a lot harder for them. Mm-hmm. So they have tools that they can use to fight their addiction. So if food is your addiction and you have to eat every day, and you have this attachment to all of these junk foods, what is the tool you use to fight that? And the meat, salt, water crowd says, well, you just eat meat, salt, water and discipline yourself, and then eventually those cravings will go away. Right. And how many addictions have you ever seen people do that with? There are so many things that go along with changing an addiction. Like if you're addicted to some sort of illicit substance, they usually use some kind of medication to help you come down off of that. First of all, if you come in and you're like super high, they take some kind of substance, some kind of a medication that helps bring that down and helps get you, clean from all that stuff if something exists to help you. Then they remove all access to that junk, and then they have all kinds of tools. They have therapy, they have other habits they replace it with, all this kind of stuff. And that's a really cool thing to do. The difficult thing about food addiction is you still have to eat. So imagine if you were trying to quit shooting up with whatever stuff it is you were sticking in your vein. You're trying to quit that, but you still had to do something where you were sticking something in your vein every day because without it you'd not live. So how would you let go of that addiction unless you had a better representation of sticking something in your vein that didn't have all the junk in it? Right? It would be the only way you could do it. Now, thankfully, those kinds of things, we don't need that to live, so we can cut that off and replace it with completely different habits, and you can go through therapy and, have support groups and all that kind of stuff, and you can get away from that. But food is different as an addiction because you still have to eat. You can't just stop eating to get away from your junk food issues. You have to figure out what to eat instead. So if you're going to eat something instead, what are you going to eat? Well, what if you can have all the social and cultural things that are wrapped up in the food that you've had? You can have things that are familiar. You can have things that taste really great, that are fun to cook. You enjoy the identity of being in the kitchen. Maybe, like me, you want to cook. What if you're going to do all of that? But you're not going to have the carbohydrates and the starches and the high oxalate foods and the sugar and all the stuff, which is what caused your metabolic sickness and caused all of those issues with your body in the first place. What if you could do that and you could still eat because you got to eat, and you could still enjoy the cultural and social elements of that food, and you could have these recipes, and you could spend time in the kitchen, and you could do things like remember your grandmother who made you biscuits with this thing, or you could remember Aunt so-and-so who made this potato salad, or whatever it is you do, whatever food means to you. You could still do as much of that as possible without putting things in your body that make you feel bad about it or cause metabolic issues. That's why I make recipes. That's why I make carnivore pizza crusts. That's the point. is whether you use the recipes or whether you do something else. I don't care. Whatever the tool is, whatever the method is, maybe you're one of those people that going meat, salt, water is in fact the best idea. Maybe that's what you need to do. Every personality is different. Every psychological issue that we all have, and we all have them, don't pretend any of you don't, we all have them, whatever issues we're fighting, maybe your best method of addressing that and dealing with that is to completely cut things out, go cold turkey, and do meat, salt, water. Maybe that's right for you. Maybe that's the thing that will best address your issues. But that's not a blanket thing that everybody is going to respond to. Ask me how I know, and ask me how many people have come to me and said, I have tried carnivore so many times and I keep struggling to stay on it, but now because of your recipes, I can finally do it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing dogmatic people that are missing this whole point don't get. There are not people coming to them saying, wow, thank you for beating me over the head because I was really struggling with carnivore, but once you told me I was a piece of trash, I realized you were right. Now I've changed my life. Mm. I would put money down that's probably not the messages. But for people who are really good with meat, salt, water, they're great, and that information's there. For people who are struggling with that idea, what are they supposed to do? That's why I do what I do. And that's why we are here, is to support people who are struggling with this. I don't need to help the people who already have it figured out. Dr. Anthony Chafee does not need one of my recipes to help him stay carnivore. He's already got it. He eats meat, salt, water, and he's good. And I think that's awesome. I mean, look at the dude. He's in great shape, right? I think that's cool. Dr. Ken Berry does not need my recipes to help him stay carnivore. He's got it on lock. He's in great shape. The middle-aged, struggling housewife who has pain, who feels like she can't give anything up because her family doesn't want to eat carnivore with her, and she has no way of feeding her family one entirely different meal and then feeding this to herself. She's struggling with meat, salt, water. She's addicted to snack foods. List off 100 reasons why she might be struggling with carnivore. She's tempted by all the things that she's making for her family instead. She needs help figuring out how to stay on carnivore. Mm-hmm. And I know that because I get messages from people just like that all the time. If you guys have a similar thing where it's like, man, I struggle to stay on carnivore, but recipes like Chris has helped me, put it in the chat. Let people see, yes, I'm one of those people that uses recipes for this reason. Tell people that you're here, that you're using these things to benefit yourself. Let people know that it's okay if they're not perfect meat, salt, water. And if they can be meat, salt, water, let's encourage them to do that. Because yes, that's probably ideal. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's probably ideal based on what we've been told and what we've seen evidence-wise in this community. And what the doctors in this community say and what they show us. Yeah, that's probably the ideal. But getting there is a journey, and we have to do it one step at a time, because humans are not light switches. You don't just turn it off and just move on. It doesn't work that way. So if you're one of those people that benefits from things like recipes and support in this community and whatever, put that in the chat, especially if you're one of our community members. You guys see the private community scrolling down here across the screen? We have a brand new private community. We do extra support for people. There's a few extra recipes in there. There's all kinds of stuff. You want to join that? I would love for you guys to come join us, because we do more of these kinds of things, not just us, but the other community members post the food they're eating, and they talk about what they're going through, and I'm having a great day, I'm having a rough day. They ask questions, they share information with each other. It's a great place to go and not feel like you're alone on this journey. But community matters. So if you guys are part of our community, put that in the chat as well. Let people know, yes, I'm part of the band, and let people know that you're here. We just appreciate all of you guys who are in this community, not just in the band, but just in our chats and our live streams in general, because y'all support each other and you support us, and we try to support you in return. And we can't do this without you guys. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't expect you guys to be able to do it without all the other people here. All of us need support. Mm-hmm. We need understanding, we need kindness, we need to work at this one step at a time. So we are not missing the point. And I'm encouraging all of you to not miss the point. So for the carnivores out there who are missing the point, grow up, learn to care about your fellow human beings, and figure out how the knowledge you have could be applied to helping other people change their life, because that's a whole lot better use of your time and your energy and your knowledge than acting like a waste of human space that just beats other people up. There's no reason to do that. And better or worse, I will always be here arguing against that kind of behavior, because I don't like people being beaten up, because I used to be one of those people that got beaten up because I wasn't good enough, I wasn't doing it right, I was overweight, I had no confidence, I was dealing with depression and anxiety I didn't realize I was dealing with, and I felt worthless, and I looked in the mirror and I hated what I saw every day. One of the big reasons I got out of that is this beautiful lady right here who saw something in me I didn't see in myself. And without her, and without us working on this together, and her supporting me, and us working to become keto and carnivore the way we have, I don't know that I'd be here. Not just on YouTube, I mean at all. Because I was really going down a very dark road, getting bigger and bigger and more depressed and sicker and just struggling. So I don't think I would be here. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody else. I told Ash yesterday, I said, we were talking about why I think the way that I do and how my brain works. And I said, when I see someone do something in the comments that I think is wrong, or when I see someone in the comments who is struggling, or any of these things, when I am made aware that there is something I could have said or something I could have done that may have helped somebody, either by putting a stop to someone who's mistreating people and being dogmatic, or by encouraging someone who was struggling and needed help, when I see that opportunity and I don't do it, if something ever happens to any of those people that needed help that I could have helped, that blood is on my hands, because I didn't do what I could have done. That's why it matters to me so much, and that's why we're having this discussion today, because it really matters. Because people need help.
Yeah.
I've been preaching. I'm going to let my wife say whatever she has to say. She's nodding her head, and I know she has thoughts on this, and oftentimes she is better at saying these things even than I am. So I'm gonna. No,
honey, I agree with everything that you're saying. I think it's a good point of conversation, especially for people that are maybe new. You know, if you've been around other communities or our community, keto carnivore before you got it. I just think just a short little thing, as you were talking, I kind of had this thought, and I think this kind of sums it up, but maybe just in a shorter way that may be important to kind of think about. I think why so many carnivores are missing the whole point is because essentially they're treating this like a competition. They're treating this like a game. And it's not. It's a lifestyle. It's a journey, you know? And so I think a lot of them are kind of coming at this like, I have to be the biggest, baddest, grass-fed, meat, salt, water, and therefore if I can do that, well, then I get a prize. I get first place. And then you kind of basically bring down everyone else around you to lift yourself up higher on a pedestal. Yeah. And so I think that's just kind of the point that they're missing, is like, that's not what this is for. And the proper human diet is a spectrum as well. So just because you can't do meat, salt, water doesn't mean that you're bad, doesn't mean that you're wrong, doesn't mean that you're not winning, doesn't mean that you're not achieving health goals, that you're being successful in your thing. This is also not a just eat meat, salt, water and it cures everything in your life. Because if you're going around acting dogmatic to strangers on the internet, what are you acting like to your family at home? You know. Also, you cannot hate somebody for what they don't know. That's really dumb if you think about that. Like, if someone doesn't know per se that you know, their favorite box cereal contains more carbohydrates than what they should eat in a day, but the front says something else, and so they believe the lie that we're told, how can you be mad at them? At one point in life, we all didn't know that information either. So that's why there's no such thing as a dumb question. And in the words of my husband, I think this sums it up. I think if you are on the proper human diet, because it is a spectrum, no matter where you're at and what you're doing, I think you have to decide, do you want to help people or do you want to be a douche? And I think that's really just, fireworks. Good timing. But I really just think that's what it comes down to, you know, and not that you guys have to go out and, you know, start a YouTube channel or be
You don't
someone
need
like
to
Dr. Bear.
evangelize.
You don't need to evangelize, but if you see someone who's struggling, don't go bash and beat them up over the head. Don't be upset at them that they're eating Cheetos. They don't know better. And at one point you didn't either. And I get it's exciting that your eyes are open and all this is a thing, but it's like you don't win it's not a competition. Let's just start there. Everybody's different. Someone also maybe on carnivore, maybe they do it different than you. Their body's different. Doesn't make them less, doesn't make them more. So the number one thing, though, that I see is I honestly think so many people get very self-absorbed and that they treat this like it's a competition and they want to win first place. So they basically go online and they trash everyone else to make themselves feel better. And essentially everyone just has their head up their ass. And I really wish they'd pull it out and look at the world around them. And I'm sorry, but the world does not revolve around you. And that is my short, sweet, simple. I'm also sick and tired of people in the comment section because I just see, now you got me going. But yeah, I'm just done. I'm just over it. The world does not revolve around you. Get with it. Don't be a dick. Thank you.
There you go.
It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Treat others how you would like to be treated.
Yep.
Boom.
My wife is from Bakersfield. She'll cut you.
Just saying it like it is, guys. Seriously.
But yeah, well, that's what we have for today's subject, guys. If you have questions or comments, please put them in the chat.
Yeah,
we're going to go through and see who's here.
Awesome.
Let us know if you're struggling. Let us know what we can help you with. If you have questions, ask questions. All of that. We appreciate all of you. And like I put on the little ticker that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, if you want a way to support the channel, you can drop a super chat or a super sticker. Not required, but always appreciated because we are trying to just keep things rolling, and every resource we get from the channel, we pretty much dump back into making the channel bigger and better.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
This community only exists because of you guys. So we just appreciate all of you. So let's see who's here and say hello to some folks.
Awesome.
And this will be a good way you guys get, if you're new here, this is a cool way to get introduced to the people in the community who are going to be here and support you, because we get a lot of regulars that come on these live streams that are in the community that we can all rely on each other.
Absolutely. I'd like to add too, especially for, we've had so many new people, which is kind of the reason why we're talking about this today, which is awesome.
Yep.
So if you're new, please leave us a comment, let us
Yes.
know. But I tell Chris all the time on and off camera, I am so proud of our little community that we have built, the band.
Yes.
We have someone like the greatest people, I swear, just loving, kind. I mean, they go out, they help people, they're helping themselves, they support each other. When one of us is having a bad day, they're just like the best group we could possibly ask for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much appreciation to the band.
Yep.
And if that's the kind of group you'd like to hang out with, consider joining it, because they're freaking awesome.
Absolutely. It's what keeps us going every day. It really is. Carrie is here, says row, row, row in the boat to the live stream. Good to see you, Carrie. Catherine Smalley is here, on the job online, hoping to get a chance to listening to Pastor Alan Nolan right now on End Times. Interesting. Sounds
Cool.
like a interesting message.
Yeah.
And she also says, I fell off the carnivore wagon and am paying for it presently with a bit of diverticulitis. I'm sorry, Catherine. I hate to hear that, but that's a thing that happens. But see, this is a good example. So does Catherine deserve to be beaten up because she fell off the carnivore wagon?
Definitely not.
No, she's struggling with a little bit of the discomfort of diverticulitis, so let's support her and let's say, hey, we totally get it, we're here for you. Like, you just, you come in here and you let us know what we can do to help you.
Don't kick someone to keep them down off the wagon. Put your hand out and help them pull them back up on the wagon.
Absolutely. She also says, I'm eating strictly eggs cooked in butter as my soft food choice.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Awesome.
Eggs are a super food.
Especially cooked in butter. Come on.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Eggs and butter, two superfoods.
Way to go,
Absolutely
Catherine.
amazing. Jerry is here. I'm here for this.
Jerry.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's good to see you, Jerry. Jerry is
awesome.
amazing.
Yes.
Jerry also has a YouTube channel. If you guys didn't know, Jerry and Carnivore Jerry in the middle of a forest. So you guys should go subscribe. She's awesome.
Yes.
Janelle is here, one of our Rockstar moderators. Hello, everyone. Please hit the like and subscribe button here. Then head over to the CCN Studios channel and hit the like and subscribe button there, too. And she's got the link there. And actually, while we have this pulled up, exciting news. We hit the first level of monetization on that channel over there. We need to get our watch hours up to go fully monetized. That will make that channel more functional and easier for me to do the things we're trying to do. So if you guys don't mind, go over there and just hit a playlist of videos and just let it roll. You can, just mute your computer or your phone or whatever. Leave the YouTube volume up and mute the computer or the phone, and you can get us some watch hours, because once that channel is fully monetized, we are just able to do more things with it. So right now we have the ability to do like super chats and super stickers over there. That's the first level of monetization. So we're just trying to continue to grow that because we're going to start doing some really cool health stuff over there.
Yeah, so not that you have to, but if you're looking for a great free way to support the channel, that would also then help us to go spread the message of a proper human diet.
Help more people.
Just go put on a playlist. It just would really help us out.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Lewis Stone is here, says, howdy all y'all. Lewis is one of our members in the band.
Lewis.
He is awesome.
Hello, my friend.
A brilliant, blessed news and more is here, says, hello, Chris Chat Mods.
Hello.
So good to see you.
Good morning.
Sherry is here. Good morning, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Nancy Griffith is here. Hello, everyone from West Virginia. Hoping to be able to watch this whole show. Well, Nancy,
Sweet.
I hope you can. We love having you here.
Yes.
Matt, DJ Magic Man, is here. Also one of our members.
Yes.
Very good to see you, my friend.
What's up, Matt?
Let's see. Lots of people saying hello to each other.
Yeah.
There is my mom waving at us from ISS as usual. Hope you're having a good day, mama. Risa's Cluttered Kitchen is here. Good morning, Risa. So
Morning.
glad to see you.
Yeah.
And I like this. Carrie says Chris has the bacon sleeves. Yeah, so it's an American flag shirt, with the stars and everything. But someone pointed out in a live stream that these look like bacon strips on my sleeves, and I was like, I'll go with that. I like that.
It's like an American bacon shirt all wrapped up into one. How do
That's
you not
right.
like that?
That's
so
right.
awesome.
Sandy is here. Good morning, Sandy.
Hi,
She's
Sandy.
apparently from Florida. I bet it's warmer there than it is here.
Definitely, yeah, it's cold.
Richard Williams is here. Hello, neighbor. How are ya?
Hey.
Sharon is here. Says good morning.
Hi, Sharon.
And Holly Springer dropped in. Morning, y'all.
Hi, Holly.
And Jeffrey Cox is here. He is
Hi.
one of our members as
He's
well.
awesome, man.
Amazing human being. If you guys don't know Jeffrey, you should definitely get to know him. He is super supportive and is also doing great things with his knowledge of the proper human diet to help other people. Because
Incredible.
Jeffrey did not miss the point.
He got it.
He got it.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Says, hello, beautiful meat eaters. Listening between patients. Great weekend. Fed steak to the family Saturday and Sunday. None are carnivores, but slowly getting them eating more meat, slowly winning their race.
Way to go, Jeffrey.
Amazing.
Come on, man.
Amazing.
That
What a
is awesome.
great example. John Long is here, showing up late, but hello, all. Good to see you, John.
Hi, John.
John is actually one of the people who's newer to our community,
Yes.
who is one of the types of people that inspired this subject matter today.
And we are so happy that you're here.
Yeah, Janetta Cummings. Hi from Madison, Tennessee. Hello, Janetta.
You're just down the road from us.
Yeah, you are right here.
Right.
Hey, if you ever want to be a taste tester in a video, you let us know. We always need people.
Just email us.
That's
Links
right.
on the website,
Yep.
chriscookingnashville.com.
Absolutely. Lacey is here. Morning, Chris and Ash. It's my 2-week mark and still going strong. Lost weight and inches and am busting out my crochet hook this afternoon.
Oh,
Rock
come on. That's
This is so
awesome.
great. Come on. It's
Is
going
it
to do it. There it goes.
There you go.
Yeah, so Lacey has been telling us that she is doing carnivore for the first time.
Yep.
And she's obviously hit her 2-week mark. She's losing weight and inches. And she was saying she was hoping with improvements that she'd be able to get back to crocheting because I think she said that's how she makes money.
Yeah.
And also something she loves to do. And she's had a hard time doing it.
And now she's back to it.
And now she's busting out the
So
crochet hook.
awesome.
I mean, guys, like this right here, this is what happens when you don't miss the point and people get the right information and they can make the choice in their own life to do this. And I know Lacey's using my recipes. So
she's great. This is the thing is like once you know this stuff, you literally have the power to either keep it to yourself and beat people down, or you can share the good news and the information, and then you can change someone's life.
Absolutely.
The power is in your hands.
Absolutely. Caleb's Carnivore Quest is here.
What's
Good
up,
morning,
Caleb?
everyone. Caleb is a 16-year-old carnivore. You guys should totally go subscribe to him as well because
Yes.
he's doing awesome stuff. And we need to get people like him with more information out there so that younger people look at him and they go, oh, this isn't just for like older people. This is for me too.
Yeah, for young people, yeah.
Absolutely. That's how we don't miss the point. We get the
Yeah.
information out there.
Good health is
So,
for everybody.
Yes. So everybody go support Caleb as well.
Yeah.
Auntie is here. Good to see you. Auntie says, good morning, Chris and Ash. Our fam is on baby watch. My oldest nephew and wife at hospital since last night.
Aw.
Great Auntie is super excited.
Aw.
Well, congrats.
Very
I hope
exciting.
that all goes well, and we look forward to hearing
Yes.
about all of that from you, Auntie.
Very exciting, Auntie.
Yes, really glad you're here. Rolling Up Everest is here. It is, but you're also mainly just generalizing, which is an easy way to make excuses when you or I myself fail not being strict. An easy way to make... So I'm not sure if this is supporting what we're saying or if this is against what we're saying.
I'm not sure.
I'm confused.
I think in short, if it's okay, I think this is a great way. Rolling Up Everest, if you want to maybe...
explain
if
what
you're still
saying.
watching, explain a little bit more, and maybe we can come back to it. But, here's another really solid point. I try not to miss the point. If you disagree with what we're saying, that's totally okay. You have the right, and that doesn't make you wrong. But maybe then, think before you type something, though, because other people here probably would be encouraged by that. So
Yep.
describe more, though, so that we can openly talk about it, though, and we'll come back around to you if you're still watching.
Yep. Holly says, Chris, this is Nursing 101. X is ideal, but how close to X can we get a patient to do?
Oh, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep,
Absolutely. John said the pizza crust looks great. I have to try it, especially since I can make and freeze them ahead of time. That may be the thing that gets my wife on this diet too. And that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. But this is exactly my point. That may be the thing that gets my wife on this diet too. Mm-hmm. So instead of John beating over his wife's head with the idea of you got to be meat and salt and water and you got to get over it and blah, 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 he's going, well, here's a tool that I might be able to use to help my wife start to come over to this whole carnivore thing, and maybe she'll benefit health-wise too. Mm-hmm. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? John is using the tools to go help somebody so that he can try to improve their life.
Yep. Absolutely.
Isn't that the whole point? Mm-hmm. Lacey wants to know if I have a barbecue sauce recipe. I want to make a chicken barbecue pizza. So I'm working on a keto barbecue sauce. I actually have a number of versions of it, but I'm trying to get it just right so that I really like it before I share it with you guys. But yes, we're going to do...
Stay tuned, though, because
we're going to do a barbecue
tweaking.
sauce
for
sure. I'm probably going to have my mom help me out a little bit because if anyone knows keto barbecue sauce like the back of their hand, it's her. So, but yes, stay tuned. We will definitely work on that for you. Jeff is here. Good morning from Centralia, Washington. Good to see you, Jeff.
Good morning.
And Janelle says, please, folks, hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe.
Thank you, Janelle.
Absolutely.
So sweet.
Ann is here. Howdy, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Hope y'all doing splendidly.
Hi, Ann.
We're doing good.
Very sweet.
Wanda is here. Hi, Chris and Ash. I've been on my journey of carnivore for 60 days. I've had gastric sleeve, so I'm struggling getting enough protein and fats in. I have a lot of gut healing. Any advice? Mm-hmm. What a great question.
Very good.
Of course, we're not doctors, so there's no medical advice. But if you have gastric sleeve, based on what Dr. Barry has told people in the same situation, based on the people we know who have had gastric sleeve, gastric bypass, anything, you're going to have to eat multiple times a day.
Yep.
Okay, so first of all, you're just going to have to do that. Doing like a 1 meal a day or even a 2 meal a day might not work for you. So just eat however many times a day you need. If you're having a hard time getting enough protein and fat in, then when you're eating those meals, really focus on the high protein, high fat foods. So steak, eggs, add butter to things, like that kind of stuff. Get your fat and your protein in wherever it is you can, and honestly, just do the best you can. If something tastes really good to you and you're like, I can maybe eat a little bit more of this than something else because I really need to be able to do that, then by all means, lean into that and do it. Figure out what works best for you and work to get those proteins in. And it will, over time, should get a little bit easier and a little bit easier, and you can refine it and you'll do great.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's awesome. Keep us posted on how you're doing.
Yes, and if you need help and you need support, we are here. And of course, Dr. Barry, if you need medical advice or information, he's got an amazing channel that he could probably give you some tips for people who with like gastric sleeve, gastric bypass, that kind of stuff. Also, I'm not sure if she's in the chat or not, but Cindy DeManch, I know, has dealt with this kind of stuff. Also, Carnivore K has dealt with this kind of stuff.
There's quite a few people.
Yeah, there's a number of people. So again, in the community here, we have people who can help you. So put your questions out there for these people and let them support you like we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Auntie says, people are so negative. Yes, they are, but that's why we stand up against it. And we will do everything we can to counteract that with positivity.
Absolutely.
Best we can. Ann says, is it true you'll be live on Dr. Kiltz's live stream this week? Also, Chris, I'm loving the shirt. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I will be live at 5 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning with Dr. Kiltz.
So that's 4 a.m.
It's going to be 4 a.m. my time. So I'm getting up at like 3 a.m. In the morning.
It's going to be a long day.
I'm going to get up at about 3 a.m. and then I'm going to go take a nap. So, love Dr. Kilt's. Really looking forward to it. But, man, it's going to be early. So.
It's going to be exciting, though.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
I think they're going to have a really good conversation. I'm looking forward to it. So, if you guys follow Dr. Kilt's, please tune in. And,
absolutely.
I believe it will just be on his channel.
Yeah. Well, I have the link to stream it.
Okay.
So, I think I'll probably go ahead and stream it here just so it gets out there. But I don't know how many of my people are going to be watching at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But
watch the replay.
If you're awake at 5 a.m. Eastern time and you want to watch, I will be live with Dr. Kilt's tomorrow morning. Yeah. I love this. Lacey says, Lord above, the world isn't going to explode if you want tomato sauce. If your stomach can handle it, go for it. There are worse things you could be eating. I totally agree.
Very true.
And here's the deal. I didn't get to be 400 pounds because I had some tomato sauce on something.
Yeah, that wasn't what caused it.
There's a lot of other issues. I mean, now, granted, tomato sauce is not something I want to eat regularly, but that is not the thing that caused me to become 400 pounds. Like, there's some legitimate things where you have to, like, let's be logical here.
Right.
Risa says, that pizza looked so good. It did look a little darker than I like it, but it still looked delicious. My only issue is it's a bit time consuming, as most of your recipes are. I need time to do it. So, Risa, so I understand you can always pull it out of the oven earlier, but here's the deal. If that recipe is time consuming, you don't want to make a real pizza from scratch. I can make that pizza, not including freezing time or putting in the dehydrator. I can make that pizza without that stuff in probably 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I get your point, but it actually does not take very long to make that at all. The dehydrator and the freezer, you're not doing anything. Like, you set that aside, you go live your life. So the only actual active cooking time it takes to make that pizza is about 15 minutes, and then about another 15 to bake it. So if you make a real pizza from scratch, that's a 22 to 24 hour process. And making just the dough, I used to own an artisan sourdough bakery, believe me, I know. Making just the dough for a traditional pizza, the fastest I can do it if I'm not doing sourdough is 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Truthfully, if I'm doing it the right way, 22 to 24 hours, and at least 4 hours of that is actively me coming back and continuing to work with it. Mm-hmm. So
and this pizza recipe that just came out this Saturday is actually I was there because I filmed all of it. I was behind the camera. It's actually, like you said, it's like there's the time for the dehydrator and all that, but it actually is a lot quicker and a lot easier to make than his former pizza recipe, which for a long time was our most viewed video, believe it or not, on the channel. I think a lot of people expected it to be carnivore mashed potatoes, but no, it was the pizza. So it's really good though, and the taste of the new one, the new version, so good.
It's like bread.
It's like a bread. It tastes like bread. Hence why a standard American diet person would eat it and be like, this tastes like pizza.
Right.
But yeah, it's really good. Also, you have to think too, so, because I know it looks a little bit darker, and Chris does like his crust a little bit that way, I guess. But it's actually not bread, even if it tastes like bread.
Right.
So sometimes it's like it may
It's
look
not going to
good.
look exactly the same.
Yeah, it doesn't taste burnt though. I've eaten that pizza recipe several times throughout like testing and stuff, and I really enjoy it. Plus it's less time, so maybe give it a shot. Let us know what you think, but I think you'd be surprised. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Also, I think it's important for us to all realize nowhere in human history has food taken us 5 minutes to throw in a microwave and eat, except for the last 50 years. So food has always been a thing that takes time. Real food, that's just the way it works. It just takes time. So I get it. We're busy. We're all busy. If you think you're the only one that's busy, you're wrong. Everyone's busy. We're all busy. But it's just the reality of life, right? We just have to figure out how much it matters.
Yeah.
And if it's like, I don't have time for that recipe, cool. Go make a steak. Go make a burger patty. There's other options, you know? It's just what we got to do. Janelle says, seriously, complaining about tomato pizza sauce for a keto pizza? I put it on my pizza too. It's my cheat. Yeah.
Well, if that works for you, great.
I think it's also too, like, if you say this is a carnivore pizza crust, and then you add something on top of that pizza crust that's not carnivore, like, I don't know, people on YouTube get this idea that that's the only way you can make that pizza. And therefore, the pizza's not carnivore. It's like, well, that particular pizza wasn't carnivore because it wasn't for someone who eats carnivore. Common sense, do not put tomato on your pizza if you don't eat tomato. Just a thought. Lacey says, people who comment like that are just as bad as vegans. I agree. And Matt says, clearly they didn't read your name. It's Chris Cooking Nashville, not Chris Cooking Carnivore in Nashville. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Most of my stuff is carnivore, but I don't always do just carnivore. I don't even eat just carnivore. 99% of the time I'm eating carnivore. But every now and then I have keto stuff too, because I don't get hung up on the labels of that stuff. It just doesn't help anybody. Beverly is here, says, obviously people didn't listen to what you said. That pizza looked fabulous. Love you too. Thanks for doing these Mondays. Well, thank you, Beverly. Yes,
sweet.
I agree. People just don't listen when you say the things in videos like that. I will literally say in a video, you can fry this thing in beef tallow or lard or ghee or whatever animal fat you choose to use. And one of the comments will be, can I fry that in lard? Yeah, you can. Catherine says, of course a call comes in. Nuts. Well, that's okay, Catherine.
All good.
Mary says, every once in a while I use Rayo's sauce when I make my pizzas, and I am carnivore.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Sometimes people who are carnivore just choose to do a little of that, and if it doesn't bother them, go for it. Have fun. You know, is tomato carnivore? No. Does that mean you have to, like, strict black and white dogmatic and never have anything like that if it doesn't bother you? No. Does it make you not a carnivore if you occasionally choose to have something that's not carnivore? Now, if you're eating it like every single day, you're probably not a carnivore. Yeah. But if you have it every now and then as like I'm going to add this in today, does that make you not a carnivore? How many times do you have to eat something that's not carnivore? What percentage of your food has to not be animal product for you to then technically not be considered a carnivore? And who's the authority on what that line is? Because scientifically, to be a carnivore, you have to eat 75% or more animal. And that's the way that works, right? So, Nancy says, I think some people look for it, posts and stuff they can say nasty stuff about. I hate dealing with the people who think they are the carnivore or keto police. Yeah, we just, and again, it's not that I want to just beat those people up. I just want them to stop beating other people up. Like, we want those people to be happy just like we want everyone else to be happy and healthy. But if you're going to be happy and healthy, but then use that as a way to beat other people up who aren't happy and healthy, well then, like, that's not cool. Yeah. We don't want to do that. That's not fun. That's not nice. And Lacey's talking about a sauce that she made with Janelle. Holly Springer says, Janelle, me too. My cheats are more keto than ketovore. Better than buying a box of Little Debbie's. Absolutely. Janelle says, perhaps you need to have a warning label banner when you give the option for keto ingredients. I'm telling you. I wonder sometimes. Nancy says, I'm standing with you guys. We appreciate you very much, Nancy. Auntie says, I'm not much for red sauces. I usually use a sprinkle of sun-dried tomatoes instead. That's a cool good idea. Yeah. I love this, Caleb. Perfection is an illusion. Yes, absolutely. And if you can figure that out at 16, there's no excuse for all of these people who are much older than that beating people up in the communities. No excuse for them to not figure it out. Yeah. That's just willful ignorance on their part at that point. Lacey says, I'm wanting to try the cream sauce in place. It seems tomatoes are a trigger food for my digestion. Yeah, that's a great idea. So I've got Alfredo recipes on here. Go look at how I made the Alfredo sauce. Put Alfredo sauce on the pizza. Yeah. It's avoid the tomato.
Really good, honestly. I tried that too. Oh, so good.
John says, keyboard warriors suck. You ain't wrong. Hard to ignore, I'm sure, but keep the recipes coming. I'm struggling a bit with weight loss, only down 15 pounds in a month, but I just feel better physically and mentally. Okay, so first of all, take that word only away. Yeah. Okay?
15 pounds is a lot,
15 pounds in a month is awesome. You're really only supposed to lose, generally speaking. I mean, you may get like a big weight loss sometimes at first. Some people do, some people don't. But really, other than that, maybe first big weight loss, scientifically, 2 pounds a week is about the max. And sometimes it's less. Yeah. A pound a week is actually great. So if you lose like 4 pounds in a month, that's a great month of weight loss for you. 15 is incredible.
That's amazing.
Imagine if you could do 15 pounds a month for like 3 months. That's 45 pounds. You know how many people struggle their whole lives to lose 10 or 20? I mean, John, you're doing great, brother. Like, you keep that going. Rock on.
You're really, really killing it, man. Also, if you're feeling better physically and mentally, it's actually fairly common for, once you've done keto carnivore, for a little while, your weight loss does start to slow down because it's then healing your body. And so then it's like if you just keep going, then usually we find with our experience and what we hear from a lot of people is like your weight loss may slow down, but it's healing things. And then when your body is more comfortable, if you just keep going and putting in all that nutrients and all that stuff, then you drop another amount of weight. I mean, it's a process, but 15 pounds is a lot of weight.
Yeah,
so
that's fantastic, John.
Killing it, man.
Don't say you have to fix your terminology so that your mind will follow suit. So don't say I'm only down 15 pounds in a month. Be like, I'm struggling a bit with maintaining my weight loss, but I probably shouldn't really be upset because, dude, I lost 15 pounds in a month. Yeah. That's amazing. You're doing so good, John.
Go lift up a 15-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight that you just took off your body, man.
Absolutely.
That's a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you. Caleb says, don't let the haters get to you, Chris. You'll live longer than them. Yeah. Well, and if I don't live longer than them, I'll certainly live happier than them.
There is that.
So,
yeah.
Let's see. Lewis says, pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Common sense. Now that pennies are rare, society has lost their common sense.
That's funny.
You're not wrong, man.
Yeah.
Janelle says, huzzah. So happy to see more people finding the studio's channel here. Thank you, everybody. Yes.
Thank
you guys so much. Gina says, some people just love to hate. My suggestion to them is to look at themselves in a mirror. I think they maybe just hate themselves. I love your channel. Sorry for my bad spelling. Gina, you're fine.
You're good, yeah.
Listen,
I agree,
I can translate a lot of stuff, yeah. And I totally agree with you. It's like if you are that hateful to other people, it's because of something dark inside of yourself that you can't face.
What's the saying? Those who have been hurt
people.
Hurt people, hurt people. Yep. There you go. Yep.
Absolutely,
Gina.
Caleb says, I believe you can do what you put your mind to. If they want it, I'm sure they'll get to the truth eventually. Absolutely. And Lacey says, those people just hate themselves. It's actually really sad. Yeah.
Agreed.
And that's the thing. That's why it's like, we want those people to be happy too. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to sit by and watch them ruin somebody else's life because they just want to go out in the world and throw hatred around unabated. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. So that's why it's like, no, we need to talk about this, and we need to stand up against that, and we need to give people a place they can go where they can feel safe, and they can feel supported, and they can feel like they have a family and a support network, and they can be successful. That's why we're here. Nighthawk Predator is here. Good morning, Ash, Chris, and everyone. Good to see you, my friend.
So glad you're here.
Another new person in our community.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very happy you're here.
Nancy says, amen, Chris. You need support when you're stepping out and going against all the nutrition advice you've been taught all your life. That's the other thing. We're changing so radically from what we've been told. It takes some time to get there, and it takes some support to not feel like you're going crazy and maybe like, am I really doing this? Is this really... I mean, that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It certainly was for us.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Once you get on the other side of it and you start feeling amazing results, it's a lot easier. Because then you're like, okay, well, now I don't need to listen to all this other stuff because now I'm living the benefit. That makes it a lot easier to just say, nah, I'm not going to listen to all that. So support to get you there. Huge deal. John Wise is here. Hi, Chris and Ash.
Hey.
Getting caught up on 1.5 times. Bacon sleeves again. There it is. My dad here. Hi, all. Finally made it 15 minutes late.
Hey, Tony.
It's all right. Good to see you, Papa Nashville. Catherine says, y'all, it's the flag on his arms, although it does look like bacon.
Yep.
Yes, very true.
Very true.
Very true. Caleb says, the Bible likes to call those people fools.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Dawn says, your dog is picking up on your frustration energy. They are trying to help their pack leader to feel better and become less frustrated. Good dog. Yes.
She's a very good girl.
She's an emotional support animal, and we actually used to do pet therapy at a senior center with her because she is so good at picking up on that. So yes, you're correct.
Yeah.
And my dad makes a good point. John Long, 15 pounds in a month is fabulous.
It is. It's really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Janelle says, like old catalogs, good, better, best. There are different levels, and when learning, mistakes will accidentally be made. Sometimes we make a choice to enjoy something not so good. Absolutely.
I love that, Janelle. That's awesome.
Richard Williams was, I love this. You can't outsmart stupid people.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Craig is here, down 79 pounds in 579 days.
Yeah, man.
Congrats, Craig. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Rock on, my friend. Lacey says, I first did keto as a vegetarian. That was a trip.
Oh, Wow. That's wild.
Oh, man. But that's the thing. That just goes to show how wide this spectrum can be.
Mm-hmm.
You can do vegetarian keto all the way down to lion diet, red meat, salt, and water, and anywhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone finds different places along that path. Mm-hmm. And some of them move further and further along that spectrum as they go.
Yeah.
Because it's a journey. And if they have support getting there, they keep getting cleaner and better as they go. That's the point, right? That's the point we're not missing. John says, my main why, PhD, is type 2 control. Weight loss is a secondary goal. Controlling type 2 is why I'm here and doing it successfully is why I never quit, even if I don't lose another ounce. I'm the same with you, John. I don't have type 2. I have like these mental things and all of these bodily things that happen as a result of carnivore that make me live a much better, happier life. If I never lose another pound, I live a better life now than I did. That's a reason to stick with doing it, even if I don't do it perfectly.
Yeah.
It's just, it really is amazing. Kim is here, says, my cousin is coming to stay with me soon. I'm going to take it slow and just set an example. I just told her that my apartment is a Crisco-free zone. I love that.
Nice.
I love that. And that's the thing. You set the quiet example. If they want to talk about it, encourage them politely and kindly. But, this right here is the last, 6 inches of freedom. Don't try to take that away from somebody and dictate to them what they have to do, because it's just not kind, right? And it doesn't inspire them to change. Inspiring people to change is way different than forcing people to change, badgering them into it.
Big difference right there.
I think that's great, Kim. Good for you.
That's all right. Great.
Buffalo Wings Man is here, says, ignore, I love that handle.
The name. Yeah, that's awesome.
Ignore all the rude people. Your videos have helped me. I'm down 27 pounds in 90 days, went from 227 to 200, 201.
Oh, come on. That's awesome.
Amazing. Congrats and rock on.
That is amazing. You also got me thinking about buffalo wings.
I know.
Right
now I'm going to have to go buy some chicken wings. We got to go to the grocery store before we film today. So I have a feeling Ash is going to be like, what's their price on chicken wings?
Maybe. Man, that's amazing, though. Congratulations to you.
That's amazing. Good for you, my friend.
Good deal.
Catherine is here. I'm starting again. I've learned what causes me issues and what doesn't. Salt for me is limited. It's the fats I definitely need more of. That's great. And you work that out. Like, so Bella, steak and butter gal, she actually gets very little salt and feels better that way. She's kind of rare in that sense, but she figured that out by experimentation. So, Catherine, I think this is amazing.
Yeah, and
that you're doing the work.
And Catherine, I believe you were the one that said earlier that for your foods that you were doing like eggs cooked in butter, which is actually really smart. So if you're cooking all your food in butter, that's a great way to get some extra fat. I mean, you're doing awesome, friend.
Also, here's the thing: if you guys didn't know, so I just made beef patties last night, and there's gonna be more information coming on these because they were the best beef patties I've ever made. But when I cooked them, a bunch of fat came out of them because they were a really fatty beef mixture, and I actually did some of it myself. That's the reason it was so fatty. But I used the air fryer, so I took all that beef fat that cooked out of those beef patties, I filtered it out, and I've actually got it in mason jars in the refrigerator. I'm using now rendered beef fat from those beef patties because there was so much of it, and it's really good beef fat because of something special I did to it. I'm going to be able to use that to cook with our eggs or other things we might use. So if you're like, oh, butter kind of messes with me, or, butter's expensive, whatever, buy cheap ground beef, filter and save that fat and use that, or use a mixture of butter and beef fat. Like that's a great flavor to add to your eggs. So there's all kinds of ways you can up your fat. So that's awesome that you're doing that, Catherine. Good for you.
Definitely, yes.
Paula is here. Love you both and every recipe you have so graciously have shared. We love you, kids. Well, Paula, we love you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, you are so sweet.
Catherine says, laughing my butt off. Get him, Chris. In case you guys can't tell, I get fired up about when people... Ash will tell you, there are very few things that really make me angry.
Yeah.
Innocent people being beaten up or mistreated or treated unfairly or excluded is probably one of the things that's near the top of my list.
Very true.
It really hurts me for people, and I am incapable of staying silent about it. So, not that I in any way want to be disrespectful to anyone else, but people who are innocent need defending. And I was once one of those people that didn't have the mental capacity to defend myself. And now that I do, I don't want to watch it happen to anybody else.
Yeah.
Mimi is here, says, thank you, Chris. You were so right. Everyone needs to do what is sustainable for them. Carnivore, keto, or whatever.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Thank you, Mimi.
And Lacey says that's cult behavior.
Sure
agree. My dad says, we made the pizza crust and the cracker recipe last night, having the pizza tonight, and those crackers are unbelievably good. I don't like Ritz-type crackers because they're too sweet for me.
Yeah, both those recipes are awesome. Cool.
And that's the thing. So when you do the Ritz-style crackers that I do, you can add some allulose if you want it to be sweeter, or if you're like my dad and you don't like the sweet flavor, don't add anything, and they're more of a savory cracker. Yeah, my mom messaged me last night. They were done in the dehydrator. She was just getting ready to go to bed, and they were good, and she was like messaging me. She's like, they're done, and I tasted one before bed. She's like, you're a genius. And thumbs up. Yeah. She was like, you're a genius. So my mom is very sweet, but I was like, that's when you get your mom getting that excited about it,
yeah,
it says something. So
yeah,
because she's a good cook, so if she thinks they're that good, obviously must be something good. Speaking of carnivore, Kay, there she is. Hi friends, Kay. I'm on the road today. We'll be careful on the road, Kay.
Try safe.
But yeah, so for those of you who have like gastric bypass, gastric sleeve, any of that stuff, Kay has mentioned in the comment section before that she has dealt with these things. She might have some really good tips and be able to just support you, and she's part of our community too. So
yeah.
Anna is here, says, well said, Chris. Thank you, Anna. Mm-hmm. Buffalo Wings Man, as carnivores, we do have an issue of poking fun at vegans for being so darn strict and whining about everything. But the carnivore community is just as bad, if not worse. Oh no, you used pepper. Yeah.
You know,
you're right.
I can 100% agree with everything that you just said. And this is why Chris and I really try to live what we preach.
Yes. You
can love somebody and not agree with their diet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the truth of it. It's like we have friends that are vegan, right? It's like, we don't bash them. We don't beat them over the head. If you're a vegan watching this channel, you're welcome, as long as you're polite and kind.
Absolutely.
But you're so right, man. It's like there's no reason to poke fun at someone because they're different than you.
Yep. Absolutely.
So true. So
absolutely. True. Catherine says it's what your body can do, not what their body can do. I totally
love
agree.
that, Catherine. Yeah.
So Lacey says, I made the crab cakes last week. OMG, they were so good. Even my non-carnivore husband loved them. I'm going to try them with shredded chicken, as crab is a little rich for us. Lacey, I think it's a great idea. You could do chicken, like shredded chicken. You could do salmon, do like salmon patties that way. I mean, any of that. Just as long as you don't get too much meat and too little of the mixture, you can pretty much put anything in there that you want.
Yeah.
So go for it. That's awesome. John says, your pizza was a bit too crispy for my taste, but it still looked really good. You said it was a keto pizza with a carnivore crust. Some people just look for a reason to complain.
Yeah,
I agree.
True that, man.
Buffalo Wings Man says, keep up the awesome videos.
Oh, thank you,
I will certainly do my best, my friend. You just keep watching and supporting so we got someone to watch them, and we will keep doing it.
Yeah.
Purple Love Nana is here. She says she just joined in. Hey, good to see you, my friend.
Glad you're here.
Buffalo Wings Man says, I eat more chicken than most carnivores, and you would have thought to the carnivore community that I said I was on a cotton candy diet. So much gatekeeping.
Yeah, I would believe that.
And that's the thing, man. It's like, do you think every human on Earth only ever ate red meat ever? Like, that's not even ancestrally appropriate or realistic. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Just wild. So we're really glad that you're here, my friend. You're making great points. Robin is here. I've fallen off the wagon so many times because I have self-worth and carb addiction issues. I've been doing so much better this time, so hopefully it continues. Thank you for what you guys do. Aww. Robin, we're here for you. We're praying for you. You're going to do great, and if you need support and you're saying, hey, I'm struggling, I'm having this issue carb addiction-wise, I'm having this self-worth issue, come hang out. Come find us. Let us help you because you are valuable. We love you. We're glad you're here, and we're here to support you.
Absolutely.
You're doing awesome. Let us know how we can help support you.
Yes.
Lacey says, the way I see it, I have some veg or spices is way better than stuffing my face with zebra cakes and feeling like crap after.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. My dad says, thumbs up. All it really helps. Yes, please hit the thumbs up button. Lacey says, I have to do lower fat carne because of no gallbladder. If you know, you know. I was freaking eaten alive for suggesting lower fat to another person without. It was wild.
Yeah.
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 And that's the stuff we're talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Cindy is here, another
Cindy.
moderator, but also just one of our amazing community-turned-family members now. Cindy was the one that I said also has some good information she could probably share with, like, the gastric bypass type stuff. And she's more keto from time to time. Sometimes she's more carnivore, but she has her keto chow. And she just has a great, not dogmatic stance on anything. And she has great info. So, guys, make sure you subscribe to Cindy as well.
Also, Cindy, I hope Brian had a great birthday yesterday.
Yes. What did you guys do to celebrate?
Yeah.
Let us know. Buffalo Wings, man, he will find a way to make carnivore cotton candy, and he will make it out of some random ingredients and make it taste amazing.
You're not wrong. Oh, man.
Anne says, this is why you're amazing, Chris, that you even take the time to figure these things out. I'm very appreciative of your efforts. Well, Anne, I appreciate that.
That means a lot.
I just want to help people, and I want to give them options. And if you don't like it and you don't want to do it, cool. But it's just, we're just trying to help people. Briar Rose is here, says, Chris, would you say you make pizza crust piping hot? Just a pizza joke since you piped the crust. Never seen that before. Yes, thank you, Briar Rose. Yes, I would say that I do. So I use the piping bag because it's such a sticky mixture, and it is so messy. If you want to try to use a spoon and roll it out or spread it out, ask me how I know.
We tried.
Yes. I love this. Carrie says, being dogmatic is so rough.
Nice joke. Carrie's got all the jokes, man.
He's always here for a good joke. I love it.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wings Man makes a good point for Lacey. Honestly, if it's working for you and you don't see any negative physical changes, do it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Common sense, man. That's great.
I agree. Lacey says, heck yeah, it's because of your recipes, Chris, that I'm going on week 3 of Carney. Those people can go pound sand. Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Lacey.
And Buffalo Wings Man says, I would rather be positive and make some mistakes than be negative and be strict.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Catherine says, I was just viewing the pizza crust. Going to try this soon. It was regular pizza that inflamed my diverticulitis. The combination of bread, cheese, and meat is a curse to my system. Yeah, Catherine. So maybe give that a try. And that way, if it's like, man, once or twice a month, I'd like to have pizza night. Great. Make that carnivore pizza and have that one instead. And if it doesn't cause any issues for you, you just made your life better.
Yeah.
And that's why I do my recipes. That's why I do what I do. Buffalo Wings Man's got to get back to work. Going to listen to this later in full. Just want to say I love your content. Keep making it. We need you. Well, Buffalo Wings Man, when you come back and watch the replay, thank you for your support. And I need you guys too. I can't do this without any of you. So thank you. And help me spread the word, share, like, all of those things. And let's just change the world.
Absolutely.
Change the world one plate at a time. That's what we do. Anne says, preach.
Nice.
Catherine says, oh yes, Chris has been invaluable to my carnivore journey. Well, I appreciate that,
sweet.
Catherine. I'm so glad we can help. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help people. Lacey makes the point, however you need to get there to do it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Janelle says, I'm one of those people. Hubby would never be carnivore. He has no willpower and can't or won't give up sweets. Chris's recipes help me feed him healthier foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Because someone maybe is not capable or not willing or whatever their reasoning is, that they're not going to go super carnivore, does that mean they don't deserve to improve their own health at least as much as we can?
Yeah.
Missing the point, right? Right. Rosalind says, I'm one of those people who use your recipes to help stay on track with carnivore.
That's
well, thank you,
awesome.
Rosalind. I'm so glad.
Yes, love that.
This is a great comment. The people you're talking about kept me from trying carnivore for 7 months. I'm 16 months carnivore now with occasional ketovore. Best decision I've ever made. Thank you for this discussion.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Ingloid here was interested in carnivore, and because people were missing the point and beating them up, they didn't try for 7 months. What if we learn to be a supportive community and we say, hey, that even if it's dirty carnivore, give it a try. Here's some recipes. Maybe it'll help you. And as you go, maybe you'll find you need to be more strict, but whatever you got to do, just do it. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. What if that's the way we treated people?
The world would change.
The world would change overnight.
Yep.
That's why we do what we do. Thank you, Ingloid, for sharing that. I'm sorry for that 7 months of frustration, but I'm so proud of you for 16 months carnivore, and I think that occasional ketovore thing you do is smart. It's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
Occasional keto or ketovore kind of thing, and and I make the recipes from time to time. And that's the other thing. I think people think I make recipes every single day.
We sure don't.
I don't. I mean, like, what did we have for dinner last night?
Burger patties.
Burger patties.
Yeah.
I had about 2 pounds of burger patties. Mm-hmm. She had about a pound of burger.
Yep.
And she had some green beans.
I did. Yeah. But the point is if you need recipes, they're just tools. Also, if you're on a standard American diet, it just helps make that transition easier. Mm-hmm. So again, we're just here to help people. I love
Absolutely.
that. Love that comment. I was going to say too, people that don't even, I think, really watch the YouTube channel, but Chris and I in our own lives have been introduced to people who have wanted and been told they need to try keto and carnivore. Mm-hmm. But they said that they literally would go online, whether it be a YouTube channel, Facebook, wherever, and they said that they were so just taken back by how dogmatic people were and just like the response, and they were like, these people seem like they're crazy, and so why would I ever want to try this diet that you're saying is whatever, like I don't want to be a crazy person. And it was really off-putting to them. And so then when they met us and they're like, oh well, hold on, okay, maybe they're not crazy, let's try it. Now it's like they've lost all this weight, they've improved depression, anxiety,
that's right,
all these things. It's like the way that you present information to people is so important sometimes.
Absolutely. John Long gave us a $2 super chat. Thank you, John. And he says, you should call these Monday morning motivations. So actually we do. I just don't put it in the title anymore because YouTube is all based on search terms when it's in the title. Unless I could create a huge brand like, say, Dr. Barry with Monday Night Live, right? Unless I have a huge brand like that, people probably aren't searching for keywords Monday morning motivation, and you only get certain amounts in the title that people really see, and it's a whole algorithm and marketing thing. So that's the reason I stopped calling them Monday morning motivations, but I used to actually put that in the title when we first started these. So, and
we love it too. I mean, we enjoy these. They motivate us just as much as they hopefully motivate y'all.
Absolutely. So I absolutely love that though, John. You were thinking right on line with us. So
thank you, friend.
And Paula gave us a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. We love you very much and appreciate you. And Auntie gave us a $10 super chat. Auntie, you are just the sweetest. Says some of the best support you can get right here. Well, Auntie is some of the best support you can get, and we know because we get support from her all the time because of her wonderful self, and she is a part of our group as well.
Auntie's family, man.
Yeah,
she's just so awesome.
Absolutely. Okay, let's figure out where we were.
Oh no, we got lost, guys.
I got lost. Here we go.
Oh no.
John says to Janelle, my wife is the same way. I'm trying to make this work for both of us.
And good on you, John.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Man.
That's why we don't have to be dogmatic and we can do things like recipes for some people.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole lot better than you sitting there eating a steak, watching that person eat, say, a pizza from Domino's.
Right.
And like, well, you're just hurting yourself. And if you can't do it like me, then you just might as well go be sick. That's not what you do to people you love. But if you make a carnivore pizza and it's like, hey, now maybe we can do this together. And even if you don't do it perfectly, you're closer than you were. You're moving a little bit down that spectrum towards healthier and healthier.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing. Cindy has another teen carnivore coming on the live stream Friday. Excellent.
That's amazing. I love that.
Love it.
Super cool.
Nighthawk says, yes, true dat, Chris. Your channel and you both are helping keep me and my wife on this diet.
That's
that is
man.
Awesome, and we're so glad we can help.
Happy to hear it.
I love this. Ann says, I use your recipes like a treat. That's kind of the way we do it.
Yeah, great way to look at it, honestly.
And Jeff is here, and Jeff is a part of the band. Says, I'm a part of the band. I love it. Yes. Thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff is awesome and part of our group. Lacey says, my husband won't give up bread. I make it for him so it's not full of trash. I always offer all of the carny dishes I make as long as there's no eggs. And that's great. That's all you can do, You just do the best you can to try to put as much good stuff in. And you just try to help people be healthier in whatever that means.
I love the fact, by the way, something that really sticks out to me here is that you basically are making him the bread because it is better than going and buying it.
Yes.
So even if he's not perfect, I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, in the ideal world, he wouldn't have the bread and he would jump on. But you're still improving his health.
Absolutely.
And then the more that you're improving your health, you will just inspire him and be like, wow, look at, I mean, when Chris came to me and said he wanted to do carnivore, I thought we were joining a cult. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I mean, I'm going to support him, but I'm like, man, I'm not really too sure about this. going back to what people don't know, I was taught growing up that red meat was terrible for you.
Yeah.
That you should eat as
little as possible.
meat. Yeah, no red meat or as little as possible. So the idea of him, eating just meat, salt, water, I'm like, what? So, but then when I saw the change, I was like, no, I can't argue with it.
Yeah.
So you just quietly showing up and setting an example and doing things like making bread. Good on you, Lacey. That's amazing.
That's the way we do it.
That's
awesome.
showing love, man. I love that.
That's what it is. And that is how you don't miss the point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lacey gets the point. Yeah.
That's right. Lacey's smart.
Yeah.
Lewis says, I'm part of the band. I'm also a bad Ash.
Yeah.
Yes, Ash. If you guys didn't know, you can go to ashtaylor.com.
Mm-hmm.
She has a fan club called the Bad Ashes, and you can support her music career by going over there and joining if you would like.
Yeah.
And you get behind the scenes and extra stuff. You get to hear things like when the music video came out, the Bad Ashes got to see it before everyone else.
I'm actually supposed to be posting something later today. I was in the studio mixing our next single that we haven't even announced is coming out, and the Bad Ashes, you're getting a sneak peek of that. But Lewis is in the group. A lot of people are over here, and I love them.
Love it.
And I love how Lewis also says, does Mel have a group?
Does Mel have a group?
Mel, do you have a group? Mel's sleeping, so probably not.
That dog is not. There she is.
Do you have a group that you want to tell us about?
That dog does not have enough gumption and get up and go to have a group.
Do you want to come here?
She's too lazy.
She wants to say hi. Let's. You want to say hi to everybody? Here. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Okay. Go a little forward. You're a little chunky.
We have to rearrange the entire room just so the dog can come up here and say hello.
You want to say hi to everybody? Say hello. hello. Oh, I got it. Oh, hello. Awesome. Yeah, Mel doesn't have a group because I think she likes to take too many naps. She would never post anything in the group.
Yeah.
She'll just hang out in our group, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to see daily pictures of dogs sleeping that would look the exact same?
That's
pretty much what you would get in a Mel group.
Yep.
Yeah. So Janelle says, yes, Lacey, hubby packs sandwiches for lunch. I will be working on bread after this live stream.
Oh, that's awesome, Janelle.
That's great. Catherine says, aw, so sweet. You two are a match made in heaven.
Aw, very sweet, Catherine. Thank you. I don't know about that.
It's all her.
He puts up with me.
No, it's all her.
Yeah.
Janelle says, I'm still in disbelief after watching you make hot dog pasta. Yeah,
you
guys haven't seen
you
haven't seen that live stream that we did where I took Dr. Barry maybe two literally.
Yeah. just
it was really fun. And actually the food was really good too. So, but it's like a live experiment. So you can go watch that live stream that we did last Tuesday. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was really fun.
Briar Rose says, I make meat bread, half pound each. 2 different kinds of ground beef, or 2 different kinds of ground, like beef and pork, 6 eggs, salt, pork rinds ground. Look up Stephanie Keto Person Meat Bread. It's in the show notes of the video. That's awesome. I also have a white bread recipe, which is eggs and egg whites. And I can't remember whether it was Lacey or someone else who said their husband was allergic to eggs. But if you're not allergic to eggs, my bread recipe is
really good.
Awesome.
Chris's recipe, too, what I love about it is you can actually toast it. So we've done things like grilled cheeses and different things, Texas toast.
Yep, it's awesome.
Good stuff.
Lacey says, I was there too, Chris. I was to the point where I was not wanting to be on this earth anymore. My husband was what kept me anchored, and my mood got better with keto and carnivore. No, I don't have those thoughts anymore.
Lacey, that makes me so happy.
Right there with you, Lacey, and we're so glad you're here because our lives would be less happy and blessed if you weren't part of them.
Absolutely.
You have so much value, and all of you guys do. When you're here, you have so much value, and we are made better because you are present. Don't ever forget that.
Yes.
That's why we love you guys.
Also, something I love, we were talking about how when you were 400 pounds and depressed and anxious and really struggling, I kind of, helped you go through all of that. And then you were the one that kind of put us on keto and carnivore, and you've helped me with numerous things. It sounds like Lacey and her husband are both doing the same thing for each other, which I absolutely love. Yeah. But great example to not beat up someone, especially your partner, just because maybe they're not, quite where you're at. We all have different things we struggle with, different things. So I love that you guys are such a great example of that. I feel like you're going to share a picture. Are you going to share a picture? Maybe? Oh, yeah. Look at that.
This is what it's like when you start to change your life. Now, does that mean that I don't still have weight to lose? No. I still have extra weight to lose, right? I still have too much of a belly. I still have extra weight around my cheeks and my neck and my arms and all. I need to do all of that.
Yep.
But believe me, if I have a choice of being one of these two people, I'm going to pick that dude on the right with the guitar and the smile on his face every single time. Every time.
Yep.
That is what it means.
Love it.
Briar Rose says, hi, Chris's wife.
Hi, Briar Rose. I love your name, by the way. I assume you must be a Sleeping Beauty fan. Love that.
Very cool. Catherine says, hot dog pasta, Sheldon's fave.
Nice.
George is here. He says, is that a slushie in that cup? This is coffee.
Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coffee.
If you guys haven't seen the slushie video, I did a slushie video with partnering with Innoviva with their slushie machine. That is not something I would drink every day. But every now and then,
it's a nice
treat. It's fun. And especially if you have things like kids, grandkids that like slushies and you're trying to get them away from the sugar of going to someplace like Sonic all the time or the snow cones in the local place down the corner, whatever. It's a great way to teach them how to do it and how to make it a little bit healthier.
Yeah, Chris also made a Keto Chow milkshake using that slushie machine.
Yep.
It was the bomb. It was like, it's my new favorite way to drink Keto Chow.
Yep.
So good.
Not something I would do every day.
No,
right? I actually don't have Keto Chow, but maybe once a month. You know, and that's really just because I work with them and they send me stuff and I taste it on camera and whatever. I don't really do it regularly. Ash really likes Keto Chow from time to time, though, and it's a great way for her to have something she enjoys that's not as it's not impactful in terms of like knocking you out of ketosis and causing all these problems. So it's, you know, it's just a fun thing. So, but good question, George. We're really glad you're here. Jeff says, yes, I can vouch for the CCN community. Please join if you need support or fellowship with other people who are the only ones in the house eating this way. We are all amazing people who love you.
Aw, well said, my friend. Well said,
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Jeffrey is very active on our channel and in the community and everything. He's just awesome.
I love that guy.
He's great. Awesome. Yeah.
Talk about someone who really does not miss the point, who lives out what they preach and what they believe. Jeffrey's awesome.
Carrie's on the way out the door to talk to the car insurance people, see if he can lower the bill. Says, take care, everyone.
Awesome.
Have a good day, Carrie. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Those are always irritating phone calls to have to make because they're just so difficult.
Yeah.
John says, yeah, send the carnivore cops back to their hole along with all the miserable vegans. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, you're funny, man.
And Catherine is here, says, well spoken, Ash.
Oh, thank you, Catherine.
Yes.
Glad you're here.
Everyday Carnivore is here. Hello. Hi. It's good to see you.
Glad you're here.
I love this. Briar Rose, life is a journey, not a destination. Absolutely.
Preach it. Yes.
And there's Brother Barry.
Oh, Barry,
is in the house. How are you, Barry? How are you feeling?
Hope you're doing all right, man. Love seeing your name right across the screen.
Yeah, I love this. Lacey says, faith in Christ also played a huge part in helping my depression.
Absolutely.
Lacey, same here. And if you guys are watching and you don't share our faith, that's okay. You're welcome here. We love you the same, and I'd be happy to tell you why I believe what I believe, but I'm not going to judge you if you disagree with me.
Yeah.
We just love you guys being here. But for me personally, and obviously for Lacey and for Ash, yes, this is very important for us, and I'm really glad that that was a thing, and God bless you, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steak is a great superfood, you know. Eating BBB, eating carnivore is all great. Heals your body, but Jesus is the ultimate healer.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Amen to that. Nighthawk says, the only prize for my wife and I is better health. That is our main goal.
That's
and that
awesome.
is the deal.
Good deal, man.
Catherine Smalley, DBAD, don't be a douche, new motto. Love it.
Yep.
Everyday Carnivore, day 444 on Carnivore.
Whoa,
good for you.
Come on, man.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
I love this. George says young people need to be helped. It's not just for older people struggling with their health.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Also, imagine what the world would be like in, say, 20, 30, 40, 50 years if the youth nowadays started to, you know, clean up their health and their diet young. I mean, that's incredible.
Absolutely. I think it's a great point. John says addiction to foods is not the same as any other addiction. No cold turkey with food addiction. That's what we were discussing about how you can't just stop eating.
Yep.
The best option for most people is substitutes, and that's where CCN shines. I agree. And there's some people I know substitutes don't work.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that it does, and it helps a lot. So
absolutely.
It makes a big difference. Everyday Carnivore says, listening from Iron Mountain Trap Rock in my basement, old Tonka truck.
Love it, man.
We're so glad you're here.
Love it, love it.
Says, not in my basement, LOL, I'm in a quarry.
Oh.
Well, that's awesome. Glad
Very
that
cool.
glad you're in the truck in the quarry and listening to us. We appreciate it. Let's see. Anna says, Chris, I'm getting married. Any ideas for a huge wedding cake that everyone would enjoy? I don't want to be achy on my honeymoon with eating carbs from the wedding reception. This is a great question. And honestly, I'm not sure if I have a great answer for you because at our wedding, I ate a piece of the wedding cake. Because of the fact that I know you're concerned about feeling achy, this is, if it were me, I mean, you kind of have to make your own decision, but if it were me, this is what I would do. I would maybe have like a bite or two of the wedding cake, like the tiniest little amount to hopefully just not really have any issues, and then just not eat any more. And if you feel like you wanted a special like keto cake or something, I actually have a couple of recipes using keto chow, but you can use like whey protein and your own flavorings. You don't need to use keto chow specifically, but you could have like some kind of little cake there that you could then eat when everyone's having cake if that's important to you. To have a huge wedding cake that is keto approved, you would probably need like a keto bakery because that's a big undertaking to do a wedding cake. And it's pretty tough. Yes.
I have an idea as a bride, if this helps. I think what would be cool for you, because I totally get it. Like, you don't want to be, feeling like, junk on your honeymoon and all. I'm wondering though, so what if you went ahead, especially from a cost-efficient standpoint and what your guests would expect, and just had, whatever normal wedding cake it is that you would like. Mm-hmm. I know, though, that you and also a lot of other creators actually have, like, little keto cupcake recipes.
Yes.
So what if instead of, because keto cakes are going to be probably hard to find, they're going to be very expensive, and I don't know how many people you're expecting.
And trying to make it yourself, it's going to be a big undertaking to bake a whole cake.
It's going to be a lot. However, though, you could go ahead and you could basically serve that to everyone else, and that's kind of what they would expect. You then, though, with yourself, could basically just make some keto cupcakes for you or you and your new hubby to basically enjoy, and just have those brought to you at your wedding, and that way you get to enjoy, but you won't feel like crap later.
Yep.
And then the other thing is, like, if you're worried about it, I know that usually there's the tradition of you save part of the cake for your 1-year wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. So next year, when you're not about to go on your honeymoon,
you can have a piece then.
Yeah, so that way you can at least say you did taste your wedding cake, but you don't feel like terrible on your honeymoon.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps. But that's a really great question, because it's like, here's a once-in-a-lifetime event. I want to celebrate, but I know I'm going to feel like crap. What do I do? Very practical. So thank you for the great question, Anna.
Right. Anna, just eat meat, salt, and water and get over it. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But you guys see my point, though?
Yeah.
That's when things like that, it's like, okay, even if you don't do it on a regular basis, you're getting married.
Yeah.
There are times where the cultural and social implications of food are going to smack you in the face hardcore.
Right.
Having a plan of how you're going to maneuver that so that you're not here's the deal. You don't want to be a bride sitting at the front of the room and you're like, I don't eat wedding cake. I mean, like you don't want to act that way.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to partake in your own ceremony. Mm-hmm.
But you also understand
that you also don't want the negative effects of just going off the rails and eating a bunch of wedding cake.
So therefore you would use a tool like, say, Chris Cooking Nashville's keto cupcakes.
Right.
That you would then use and then go, okay, cool. And then you can make the decision for yourself. And you have the tool there so that you don't go off the rails. Yes. You don't feel terrible. I mean, this is a great example. Like, you can lock yourself in your house and eat meat, salt, and water, and that's fine. And maybe you do that and it works. Cool. But what do you do when you're faced with situations like this? And there's a lot of social pressures and implication, and your guests kind of expect certain things, and it's a lot.
That's
so
right.
Thank you for the great question.
What
and hopefully
great question.
That was helpful.
A great example of why this matters so much. Thank you so much for sharing, Anna. We're so glad you're here.
Yes.
El Reed is here. Hello from North Texas. Love y'all and love the recipes. Thanks for the varieties of healthy food options. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Patricia is here, says Grandma's here. Did I miss the preaching?
Hi, Grandma.
You might have, but just scroll back and you can watch it. It's going to be there for you on the replay.
We're glad you're here.
Catherine says, I prefer to use the term with myself as off plan and get back on plan best I can. Yeah, I love that. Mm-hmm. Love that. Very, very
smart.
Cool.
Love it, love it.
A. Francisco is here, says hello. Well, hello to you, A. Francisco. We're glad you're here.
Glad you're here, yeah.
Lacey says, I'm getting baptized in a couple of weeks. Have people that want to witness, so trying to get schedule worked out. That's awesome, Lacey.
That's amazing. Good for you.
That's so great.
That's awesome.
Janelle says, thank you to Paula for supporting. Hey, Francisco says, hello from Indiana. Okay, so I'm not going to know where in Indiana are you at, because I'm from Indiana. I'm from the southeast corner down near Cincinnati, Ohio. So where in
Yeah.
Indiana are you? CJ Sullivan is here. Hey, y'all. Tennessee girl doing carnivore in SoCal.
Nice.
Very cool. Well, CJ, we're glad you're here. Congrats on doing carnivore.
Very cool.
Pam Needs to Travel is here. Says, got to get back to work, but have a great day, guys. Good to see you, Pam.
Bye, Pam. Thank you.
Dawn is here from Iowa. Hello, Dawn.
Hi.
Lacey says, yeah, I haven't been quiet about using the recipes. I love it. I love it.
No reason. Yeah.
And giving feedback. I just get so excited about food. Absolutely. Yeah. And I love that. There is the link to Caleb's Carnivore Quest channel. Janelle dropped in there for us. Thank you so much. You guys go subscribe. And there's Carnivore in the Middle of the Forest. Jerry, you guys go subscribe to her too. Briar Rose says, I'm part of Dr. Barry's community. Yes.
Sweet.
I am as well.
Yeah.
Yes, love Dr. Barry's community. So if you're not going to join our community, you should go join Dr. Barry's community.
Agreed.
If you can join both, join both. We'd love to have you in ours, but if you just think you need like a bunch of medical stuff and there's nothing else that we can do for you, Dr. Barry also has an amazing
Great
community.
resource.
And there's a reason I'm a part of it. We love Dr. Barry and we love Nisha, and I actually do some private live stream stuff in Dr. Barry's group from time to time. So
if you're a member of Dr. Barry's group, usually about once a month, Chris and I will do a live stream just for his tribe members where we show you how to cook something super tasty and carnivore.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. And Caleb has a good question. How is Dr. Barry's community? Caleb, it's awesome.
It's really great.
It really, really is. So, yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. You guys are awesome, by the way. This chat is super cool.
It is. There's Janelle dropping in Dr. Barry's channel.
Janelle, you are so awesome. Thank you, friend.
Yep. If you go and see Dr. Barry over there, if you didn't know him already, tell him Chris Cookin' Nashville sent you.
Yeah.
Lacey says, I'm content with the CCN people. Y'all are so sweet and supportive.
Oh,
well, Lacey, I
you.
appreciate that. We love you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We're glad you're here.
And Caleb is going to be on Dr. Kilt's channel on the 14th. That's awesome. Good for you, cool. My friend. He says it's 3 a.m. his time.
Oh,
man,
Caleb,
if I were
I'm
you,
sorry, bro.
If I were you, I think I'd just stay up rather than go to bed and try to get
I
back
probably
up.
would too. Yeah.
Matt is here, says you guys are lovely humans. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. So are you.
Lacey says, real pizza the way I make it takes 4 days.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get super into the fermentation process of dough, it can take a long time.
A long time.
Long time. I mean, that's the reason that people specialize in that and make their whole life about doing that one thing perfectly. Like, you go to Italy, they're serious about that.
Yeah.
Briar Rose says, I make pizza now, but only like once or twice a year. That's great.
Yeah. It's awesome.
John wants to know, does watching the same video multiple times help? I've been playing the studio's channel videos at 2x in the background. You know, John, that's a really good question. I don't actually know.
No, yeah.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. That's a thing I'd have to do some research. I'll see if I can find the answer to that.
Thank you, though, for trying to help and playing the studio channel thing.
It's not gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt.
So if it's not in any way an inconvenience to you, it's not going to hurt anything, and it helps us at the very least with algorithm stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know about watch hours, how that works exactly, but I appreciate you very much, brother.
John, you're cool. Very cool.
Caleb says Chris likes his pizza right. I think so too. That's just me, but you know.
Yeah.
So, cool. There's Janelle dropping in case you missed it, the new carnivore pizza crust. It's awesome. It really is awesome.
It is really good.
How does one eat Nashville?
Great question.
It's a great question. It's getting smaller by the day every time I get hungry.
Yep.
Lacey says deep fried. LOL. Yes.
Oh, good joke. Good joke.
Yes.
Being in the South, that's what we do.
John says cool because I can't keep track of which videos I already watched. No point if it doesn't help. Funny.
Oh, that's funny. Hilarious.
Let's see. Just making sure we didn't miss any questions here.
Sure.
John says, I do hit the like button when I remember. We appreciate that. That's
you.
why we try to remind everybody, because it can be tough to remember.
Yeah.
I forget it sometimes when I'm watching other people's live streams that I'm trying to support.
Yeah.
I can forget to do it.
We do it all the time.
There's the Alfredo sauce that Janelle dropped in there for us. Thank you. Janelle's a rock star when it comes to being a moderator. Dude, she's on it.
Janelle's like killing it, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Briar Rose says, I've done Alfredo sauce on pizza, but I'm currently off dairy except for butter. But I'm not missing it because I'm hitting the fat harder. I just got beef fat trimmings for free yesterday.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
That's cool.
Briar Rose says, also after 3 years carnivore, still trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Dr. Barry would be a great person to talk with about that. Because he could probably give you some ideas of maybe what you could tweak. And his group, you can get actually extra support from things like the coaches.
Yeah.
And they can help you with stuff like that for sure. Catholic Carnivore for Life is here, says exactly. I don't know what I said that they're saying exactly to, but I'm sure it was great, and we appreciate you for being here.
Yes, absolutely.
John says, I prefer Alfredo, but nothing wrong with a bit of sauce every once in a while.
Absolutely. And I will
Love
say,
it.
Chris's Alfredo sauce, it's the bomb. It's really good.
John says, thanks for the positive reinforcement. Of course.
Absolutely, man.
That's why we're here, man. Monday morning motivation. It's all about being positive and helpful. And that's the thing, like, when I'm, like, putting people in their place like dogmatic carnivores, it's not that I don't want to be positive. I'm doing it to try to stop the negativity.
Right.
That's why we do it. Catholic Carnivore for Life says to Briar Rose, I think Kelly Hogan interviewed someone that didn't lose weight on carnivore for 3 years, and then all of a sudden, it all came off. Don't be discouraged. Keep
Yes,
going. Amazing. Absolutely. Cat Mom is here. Sometimes the people make me feel like the nuns did standing over my desk with a ruler.
Yes.
Yep. And that's the thing.
Understandable.
That's just not helpful to anybody. Just not helpful to anyone.
Yeah. No, it's hard to be successful too on anything when you have people standing over you like that and you're just kind of walking on pins and needles and waiting to breathe the wrong way or look the wrong way for them just to come down on it. Yeah.
Lacey says, I think some weight loss stalls are the body focusing on repair rather than weight loss. Your body knows what to do. Keep strong. Absolutely. Totally agree. Maritza's here. Hi there, everyone. Hello, Maritza.
Maritza, so good to see you.
And Marie is here. Marie Campos, first time catching it live with you. Well, Marie, we're so glad you're here.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, I've seen your name pop up before, but we're glad to see you in one of the live streams.
Yes, very cool.
Maritza says, I'm recovering from an ER visit due to a fall after a seizure. I'm sorry, Maritza.
Maritza, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Well, we hope you heal quickly and let us know what we can do to help you.
Yes, please.
Everybody pray for Maritza, please. Lacey, right. Remember, we didn't get here overnight. The healing just takes time.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Maritza, so I have not been feeling well enough to cook. Totally understand. Yeah, and that's the thing. Do the best you can.
Yeah.
And then when you can, you go back to what you're doing, and you're good to go. Let's see. Lacey says, my main why is to hopefully cure my... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'm not a doctor. I believe I had a miscarriage about 10 years ago while vegan. I believe my poor diet is what caused both. And it's very possible. I'm so sorry. But we're glad you're here now. And we're glad that you're taking back control of your health.
Also, how inspiring, though, that she is here after all of that, doing the right things and seeing improvement. So, way to go, Lacey.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart you went through that, but thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
What a great tip from Maritza. I've been eating cold cuts, cheese, eggs, and bacon. Also been fasting. That's great.
Good for you, Maritza. Awesome.
That's great. And honestly, if you're healing, fasting is one of the best ways to encourage that in your body.
Yes.
So, it's great. Janelle says, we love cooking in beef fat and tallow in our home. Yep.
Here, too. Yeah, good stuff.
And Briar says, Dr. Chafee does not do salt anymore either, which happened naturally over time. It's interesting. Yeah. Your body will tell you what you need. Matt says brown butter in your eggs. Yeah, that's a great way to do it.
Now you're talking, buddy.
Let's see. Briar also has rendered tallow in the fridge from beef fat trimmings. Love it.
That's awesome.
I like this. Janelle says, love today's format of message first, chat later. Thanks, you.
Janelle.
We're trying some new things. We're trying to make this work for people. So
we are always trying to up the game, and we were talking about it, and I think it would just be more helpful to people who are trying to work if we had our big main discussion first and then kind of just hung out and chat later.
Absolutely.
So glad you guys are loving that.
Yep. Briar Rose says, trying to transition my autistic son from butter to tallow. Briar, send me an email. I would like to chat with you if you're willing to. I would just love to chat with you about that, and I'll explain more why. It's just between you and me. So you can send me an email, info@chriscookingnashville.com, or you can find me on social media, whatever. But if you're willing to chat with me about your son, I would love to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joanne is here. Hello, all, chiming in from Canada. So good to see you.
Hi, Joanne.
Catholic Carnivore for Life says, Briar, just that alone can make a big difference in a positive way. I cannot tolerate butter. Yeah, very cool. Lacey says, I'm so making the Hush Puppy base into cinnamon donut holes. I will report how they turn out. Well, let us know how that goes, Lacey. That sounds
cool.
interesting.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. John says, don't use artificial crab meat. Too much sugar. Yes.
Good to know,
it is
John.
very hard to find artificial crab meat, like the sea leg types, surimi stuff.
Yeah.
It is so hard to find it without sugar. I'm actually going to see if maybe I can come up with a way to make a version of it at home.
That would be
Because I love that stuff, but it is not good for you with all the sugar.
Yeah.
They put a lot of sugar. They put some sugar in it, and then they put a lot of like starches and fillers in it, and so it just ends up being really high carb a lot of times. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janelle says, Lacey, try the fritter recipe. It'll be pretty close to donut holes. I made them and they were amazing. And there's the link for it.
Great
Yeah,
recipe
thank you.
for sure.
Brenda says, sardines, tuna, not much on crab either. Yeah, you could totally do sardines or tuna. Really anything, as long as you don't have too much to where it overshadows the amount of the mixture that you have that holds it together. You should be good. So you guys experiment with it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Lacey says, I love the crab. It's just $12 for 8 ounces. Yeah,
it's pretty pricey.
I understand. I only usually get it if they throw it on sale. So
Yeah.
Faithful Fire Radio is here. I made the cheeseburger casserole and I used an organic sour cream and it was much thicker than yours. I used some milk to thin it out a bit and it simply never rose in the oven. Yeah, so using the milk introduced a lot of water content which wasn't able to be overcome by the powder. So even if it's thick, you're better to leave it thick and just work to spread it than to start adding things that are watery like milk, because milk is actually mostly water in terms of what it is actually made of. So that's the reason that it wouldn't have risen in the oven, because it thinned it out so much that any of the microscopic air bubbles all just rose to the top and came out. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's unfortunately the deal. So John says sardines are better than tuna. Big fish have much higher heavy metal buildup in the meat. Yes, sardines are fantastic for you guys.
They are.
There is Cindy's channel. You guys make sure to go subscribe to her.
Cindy's awesome.
All right. Holly says, Lacey, what's your YouTube channel? Talking about Carrie's insurance there. I think he's fighting with them. We understand, man. I get it. John says, question about the pizza crust. Could you possibly pipe it, then flatten it by putting wax paper on top and rolling it? We'll try it your way, but just curious. Maybe. The problem with putting anything like a paper on top of it is it maybe not, but it's more likely going to stick to that paper. So you'd have to put it in the dehydrator, keep it in there for a while, or you could put it in the oven, I guess. But then you're not going to get as much of the bread flavor if you don't do the dehydrator step. You'd have to get it cooked enough that you could then peel that off the top. And then you would have to start the dehydration process of drying it out, because with the covering on top, it's not going to dry as easily. So it may work, but it's going to take some playing around. So I'm just so used to working with dough with my hands from the bakery that I just found it easiest to use wet hands and just press it real quick. But whatever works for you, yeah. Eric is here. Hello from South Africa. Hello,
Hey,
Eric. We're glad to see
here,
you,
man.
my friend.
Yeah.
And there's, yes, Maritza talking about recovering again on the other channel.
Yeah.
John says, I think a silicone spatula dipped in water would work and avoid sticky hands. So it doesn't very well. I already tried that. You can do it, but it doesn't work as well. Your skin has a very unique ability when you press on something like that. This is what people do in bakeries. You press dough. You don't dig your fingers in or press with your fingerprints. You press flat and then you roll your hand off of it and it peels away from your skin. If your fingers are wet, it will peel away from your skin much easier. It's a unique thing about human skin, the way that it does that. It just has a barrier that keeps it from doing that. That's why bakers do what they do, and it's why they call it baker's hands, where dough doesn't stick to your hands, because the better you get at it, the easier you can pull your hands away without it sticking. So, but that's an option. So you guys let us know if you try it different ways and see what you can do.
Yeah.
Holly says, Lacey, we need to compare notes on keto carnivore without gallbladder.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Eric says, Catholic teachings and carnivore diet helped me quit smoking easily. That's great.
That's
Good
awesome,
for
man.
you.
Good for you.
Good for you. Catholic Carnivore for Life's encouraging Carrie says, don't give up. Finding a job can be hard, but you literally have to make it a full-time job to find a job. Don't give up. We're praying for you, cheering you on. God always provides. Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Becky Lou is here. Hi, precious carnivore family. I made your waffles and I was almost in tears with how amazing you are to share such wonderful inventions with us. I'm down 35 pounds in 6 months. I love you both.
Oh, we love you.
We love you, Becky Lou. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you enjoy those waffles.
Yes.
I think they're amazing.
They're really good.
Yes.
Really good. Love it.
Brenda is saying pineapple upside down cake. Do you think pork rinds and cinnamon in a springform pan with brown butter? Again, hubby's birthday, April 29th. So pork rinds and cinnamon in a springform pan with browned butter. I'll be honest. I don't particularly care for pork rinds as the base for desserts. I think it's too porky.
Yeah.
I have a couple of different cake things. Like I did like these little miniature bundt cakes with a keto chow thing.
Yeah.
You could take that recipe and use whey protein instead of keto chow if you want, or whatever. And you could make a very similar recipe. And I think you would be able to do a pineapple upside down cake that way.
I think that would actually be
probably
good.
Work. Yeah.
That would be really good.
Excuse me.
Happy early birthday to the hubby.
Yeah, happy birthday to him. Becky Lou says you guys are absolutely changing our lives with your love. God bless you both.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you, Becky Lou.
God bless you.
Yeah, I'm over here hacking.
Are you choking over here?
I'm telling you. John makes a good point. A dirty PhD is way better than the cleanest sad diet. I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. John is here, Cranky Carnivore Cutler. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Cheese for runny poop disease. Yes.
Oh,
love
it, man. It's hilarious.
This is a great point. So Eric is saying to Janelle, I struggled for 11 years quitting smoking, but carnivore made it really, really easy. I've heard
awesome.
this.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you clean your brain up with carnivore, it's almost like your brain can then better handle other things it needs to do.
It makes sense if you think about it.
It's super cool. Super cool.
Well, we've talked a bunch about the power of the mind on a lot of these live streams and how it's like, you can eat all the right things, but we got to make sure our mind's in check.
Yes.
And those two things together make people successful. So
absolutely.
Good for you, man.
Chris is here. Hello, Chris.
Hey.
This is how I started Ketovore. Ketovore, Dirty Carnivore, slowly got down to Lion Diet. Now I basically eat either steaks or burgers and then pork rinds and chomps or something if I'm hungry outside of meals.
That's awesome, Chris.
That's great. But see, that's the thing. You start one place and you work to where you inevitably will end up and want to be.
Yeah.
And wherever that is along that spectrum, if you feel good and you're doing great, rock on. More power to you.
Very cool.
I think that's great, Chris, for you.
Mm-hmm.
Steak Mom is here. Says, I say stop making excuses for not doing this diet or that and do the one that best works for you. And if it doesn't, tweak it and make it the best. Absolutely. I think it's great. You just tweak it and you make it whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Love it. Catholic Carnivore says, for those who have issues with their gallbladder, from my own personal experience, TUDCA fixed my gallbladder. It was worth it.
Huh,
cool.
Good to know.
I don't know what that is. I haven't had those issues, but for those of you who do, might be something to look into. I love it.
I kind of see a lot of people in the chat going back and forth about it. So if you struggle with that, maybe make sure you're reading the chat.
Yeah.
Or if you're on the replay.
Yeah, if you're on the replay, pull up the chat discussion and go look at all of that and maybe get some of that info or do some research on that. Maybe you can even find these people on social media and reach out to them. So
I know a lot of these people too are also in our private community, The Band. So you can join that by going to chriscookingnashville.com. In there, you not only can talk to Chris and I about different things, but talk to different people that are part of that community as well and ask these questions from people that actually experience it. So love that you guys are helping each other out. I'm looking at a lot of these comments and I'm like, that's great.
Yep, this is excellent. This is why we have a community, so you guys can go in there, because you can direct message each other.
Mm-hmm.
You can start your own discussions in the chat. There's all kinds of things you can do in that community you can't do on Facebook. You can't do it on Patreon. You can't do it on YouTube. You can do it in that community, and it's really special. So if you guys are interested in having those conversations, that's why we have that space set up for you. So please come join us. We'd love to see you there.
Yes.
Cat Mom says your recipe's been a godsend. Thank you. I'm so glad. Looky there. There's Janelle dropping in the Ash Taylor website.
Oh, thank you, Janelle. You are so sweet.
Yes, guys, please go over and check out what Ash is doing. She's amazing.
Thank you, Janelle. You're very sweet.
She really is. Yes. John says we have a golden. She was diagnosed with kidney cancer in August. It's been a hard, expensive road, but she's doing okay for now.
Oh, we'll pray for your sweet baby.
Yes, absolutely.
So sorry.
There's the live stream for the hot dog pasta we did.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Briar Rose says, no, I love you more.
No, I love you more.
Catholic Carnivore says, Lacey, we cherish you.
Yes.
Absolutely. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This community right here that we have, this is why Ash and I do what we do. And this is why people who are beating other people up, we stand up against, because people in a community like this don't deserve to be told that they're not good enough.
Absolutely.
Love you guys. Really, really do. A lot of this is everyone just kind of talking to each other, and
which we
this
love.
Yep, absolutely.
I think, like we were saying, this is the reason why we always brag and say we have the best community, because literally it's just people in the comments talking with each other, getting to know each other, or if someone's struggling with something, it's like, ooh, I struggled with that too.
Yep.
Here's what I did. I mean, you guys are just awesome, and we're so happy that y'all are here.
Absolutely. So I'm going to address this because I think Carrie's having a rough day. Okay? Says, I hate myself and my life. Carrie, I'm going to say this in as much love as I know how. If you hate yourself and you hate your life, you are not understanding the gift God gave you by giving you that life. And I know it's hard. I know you're going through rough stuff. I understand. I've been there too. But you cannot believe the lies of the enemy telling you to hate yourself and to hate your life, because you have a beautiful gift, and no matter how hard it is, you can't have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in your Father to provide. And if you hate yourself, that's because you don't trust that He can do it. We love you and we're glad you're here. So get that stuff out of your head.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I understand. I've been there too. In 2020, Ash and I lost everything we had. And we had to build from nothing up. So believe me, I understand. I understand all too well.
Also, Carrie, I totally agree with everything Chris is saying clearly, and I know that you've shared with us some of your issues with, finding a job and insurance and all this stuff. I would like to give you some experience and just a little bit of advice, and I want to just say something though really quick, because I don't want you to think that I'm being...
We're not being dismissive of you.
Not being dismissive, not being insensitive. I'm literally trying to help you. So, Carrie, we've shared on this channel before. I've been homeless not once but twice in my life. Not by anything of my own means, but it's because my father's a criminal and he's in jail, and I choose not to live that life. So I was homeless. I raised my 2 brothers. I have gone hungry. I have lived on the streets. I have lived in my car and had to raise 2 kids. So when you say I hate myself and my life, that breaks my heart. Not to mention Chris and I losing everything in 2020. I lived a lot of life in my 30 years on this earth. And I'm here to tell you something, buddy. Instead of typing, I hate myself and my life, when you want to say something like that, whether it's in your head, out loud, or come on a live stream and type it in, if you need help, reach out to us. We're very easy to get a held of. But what you need to realize is when you think that way, that is the enemy trying to derail you from getting your life together and doing what God has called you to do. Because if you're stuck in this mindset of I hate myself and I hate my life, well, you're never going to be used, right? How can God take you and use you and go do something with your life? How can He improve your situation? So I'm going to be praying for you. I'm so sorry you're going through this. When you think I hate myself and I hate my life, you need to stop and just pray immediately.
Yep.
You really do. You need to stop and pray immediately, because those thoughts are not thoughts of the God that loves you. Those are not the thoughts of people like Chris and I and everyone here that loves you. That's the enemy trying to derail you, my friend. So don't give him the power. Don't give him the glory. Don't miss the point, Carrie. Don't miss the point. We're going to pray for you, buddy, but I'm really sorry to hear that. But please you need to just pray no matter where you are. I don't care if you're in the middle of Walmart. Are you in your car? Are you talking to insurance companies? When that thought enters your mind, like you need to pray.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hands down.
Briar says coffee is my butter vehicle, but I love coffee without it too. I'm right there with you.
Too. I feel that.
Right there with you.
Man, I feel like I can have some more coffee today. I'm feeling it.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna give good thoughts to John. He's gonna be insurance shopping after this live, brokers online and phone line.
John, I'm sorry, buddy. I was there. Oh gosh, a couple weeks back doing some stuff for Chris and I was like, get a little stress ball. Yeah.
This is cool. John says he loves Keto Chow milkshakes, makes his with butter, so they're warm unless he refrigerates them overnight, but they're good warm.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's awesome. Briar says, check out Mayorga coffee. It's my newest find, winter blend.
Ooh.
I'll have to check that out.
That sounds tasty.
We'll have to check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Patricia loves Stuck on Indiana.
I like that song too. I like the guy who wrote it about. I think he's real cute.
Would you like to encourage people where they can go to listen?
Yeah. If you guys don't know, I have a current single out called Stuck on Indiana. And I actually wrote it about this guy right here who's from the state of Indiana. And you can go check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you like to stream. Or I know Janelle, one of our awesome Rockstar moderators, also put a link to my website. Mm-hmm. So you can check it out there. And there's also a really great music video here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel at Ash Taylor Country, if you would like to check it out. So,
absolutely.
Thank you.
Free Angel is here. I've stopped watching a lot of carnivore channels because of the extremism. They're becoming like the vegans.
Yes.
I hear this regularly. Mm-hmm. That's why we're having this discussion, because it's important.
Yeah. Chris and I have talked about this actually. I mean, clearly we've been on this journey now for a couple years, but when Chris first started learning about keto and carnivore, he would watch video after video, and I mean, he's really good about watching things, obtaining information. He's very smart about so many things, but this was all new to him, and so he kind of went on this deep dive, and I didn't really feel like I had a lot of time to watch videos, and then when I would watch certain keto carnivore channels and their videos, I was like, wow, this is really dogmatic. Mm-hmm. And I was really turned off by it at first. And so we also hear this from people now where it's like, and not everyone, there's some great people, but we hear it a lot from people that are on a standard American diet that's like, so I'm trying to find info about keto and carnivore. Everyone's beating me up. Everyone says it's like this extreme way. If I do this, I'm doing it wrong. And it's like, they're just so put off by that, and it's just really heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's really unfortunately just a very negative effect that happens for real people sometimes. Yeah, and I don't want to see that happen. Yeah, I just don't want to see that happen. So definitely. Patricia says bologna pasta next.
No, Grandma. No, I need.
maybe. Princess, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Yeah. Princess is here, says, haters going to hate you are amazing.
Oh, well, thank you, Princess. She's sweet.
Thank you so much.
Friends. You're very kind.
That.
Very, very kind.
Karen from Low Carb Spin is here. Hi all. I'm going to catch the replay, hitting the like on my way out.
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate you, friend.
It very, very much.
You are a sweetheart.
And there's Donna, Aunt Donna.
Hi,
hello.
Donna.
Better late than never. I almost missed you. I'm catching back up with the carnivore wagon. Day 3, still craving carbs, but still holding on.
Man, that's the hard part, though. Come on.
Keep at it. Listen, if you're fighting those carb cravings, salt, butter.
Yeah.
Fat and salt. That is the best. Find your favorite carnivore thing and just eat as much of it as you want. Yeah. Because trying to fight the carbs and also being like, oh, I don't need to eat extra cheese right now. Mm-hmm. That's two different issues
right
to deal with. So pick the things you love that are as carnivore, low carb as they can be, and really enjoy them to get your mind off the carbs. Then when the carb cravings go away, then you can start tweaking back to like ideal fat and protein and all that kind of stuff. But right now, just eat the stuff that makes you feel good, that you really enjoy. For me, when I start having cravings, beef patties, eggs.
Yep.
And I slam them, and I use a bunch of butter, and I put cheese on my beef patties. And I just enjoy it. Yeah. And I don't really have that happen very often anymore. But if it does, that's what I do, and that's what I did to get out of it.
Yeah, when you're getting back on track, that can be tough. But Donna, we're rooting for you. Keep us posted on how you're doing, but that's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Rumble Stompskin, what a fun name is here. It says, hi from Canada. I'm a thin person with diabetes. It's been kicking my butt. Recently started switching to carnivore. Skin problems going away. Glucose getting more and more stable. It's looking up.
Oh,
Rock
that's awesome.
on. Yes, and that's what we do. We just fight these things.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the deal. If you're trying to deal with all of that, do you think being strict meat, salt, water just to prove you can do it is the first thing on this person's mind?
Probably not.
You know?
Yeah.
And maybe that's where you eventually need to go for your diabetes. I'm not sure. You'll find that out. But the fact that you're working on this and you're improving bit by bit, you're on the journey.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people we try to reach.
I love that. I love that.
Now, also someone who maybe has an issue with diabetes, if they're like, I'm going to go off the rails and go eat a whole pizza because I can't control it, wouldn't it be better if they did a carnivore pizza crust and they had a minimal impact and went right back to being strict carnivore the next day if that's what they need to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not missing the point.
Getting the point. Yeah.
Getting the point. Your recipes are amazing. Thanks for everything. You are so welcome, and we are so glad you're here. And there's Paula. Paula, one of the coaches from Dr. Barry's group. We were talking about his group and how great it is. Paula is awesome, and she says, how are you, my friends?
We're good.
Well, we're great, and we're even better now that you're here, Paula.
Exactly. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for tuning in. We love you. Richard says, started carnivore 1 month ago and have been watching your videos a lot. I haven't been able to try them yet, but plan on it when I get home. I'm a truck driver and on the road 4 to 6 weeks at a time. Well, Richard, first of all, thank you for the work you do, because we would be crippled in our economy without people like you who make over-the-road stuff happen. So please be safe. Thank you for starting to take care of your health this way. It's especially important when you're driving a big rig over the road because everyone else relies on you being safe for them to also be safe on the road. We appreciate your work, and I'm so glad you're here. Yes, watch the videos, and here's the deal. If you're in a truck that long, so can you take an air fryer?
Yeah.
Maybe a sous vide. Because if you can do that, you can have some of my recipes prepped. I know that we have other truck drivers that watch. You can take my pizzas, make them as little mini pizzas. You can get like 2 or 3 mini pizzas out of a single recipe and top them and freeze them and have them in a little freezer inside your truck. And if you got an air fryer, you could do a little frozen carnivore pizzas on the road.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah.
And you could have burger patties and bacon and all the different other kinds of things. But if you want to, like, you know, jazz it up a little bit, you can use some of my recipes, have them frozen, ready to go in an air fryer. My hush puppies, the fritters, all the fried stuff that I have, it's actually better out of an air fryer after being cooked and frozen than it was fresh.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So awesome. We're so, so glad you're here.
Yeah.
Auntie has to run for real time this time. Have a great day, y'all. Bye, Auntie. We love you.
We'll see ya.
And Richard says, trying to figure out how to make some of your recipes in the truck.
You
Richard,
go.
I love it. So if you want certain recipes made in the truck, feel free to send me an email and be like, hey, this is the recipe I really want to make. Is there a way I could prep it ahead of time, make it in a truck? If I have some ideas, I'll give you my tips and let you know what I can do.
Absolutely.
Try to help you out. So love it. Lewis says, keto pizza on a carnivore crust sounds like a song you guys should write. That's right.
That's hilarious.
Let's see. Paolo's given someone advice is not just sugar in artificial cream. It's the worst part is many have wheat. Yeah, those creamers that they make for coffee, a lot of times there's no actual cream in that stuff, and they put so much junk in it.
Kind of sad.
Jerry says, yesterday I created a carnivore chocolate cheesecake cupcake. See the video from yesterday. Well, everyone's going to have to go watch that now.
Carnivore Jerry.
As soon as we're done here, you go watch Carnivore Jerry's cupcake recipe. That's awesome.
Jerry's making cupcakes, making me hungry. I like it.
Paola's talking about the crab meat. Yeah, not just the sugar in the artificial crab meat. Most of them have wheat. Also, the creamers. Both of them.
All of the things,
Both of them. Marissa says her daughter got her a real salt 3 set of different flavors. Loving the chef's blend. That's awesome.
Cool.
That's
I love
great. Holly says we got our first cow meat in around 5 months.
Wow.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Angela's here baking your pizza right now. Super excited to try it. Well, Angela, I'd love to know what you think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. L Mission, do you have a channel that features your music performed live? Yeah, so if you want to hear any of the music stuff that we do, that's all over on Ash's channel. So you go to ashtaylor.com or go to her YouTube channel at Ash Taylor Country.
Yeah.
And you can see us perform all kinds of stuff.
Yep. all the things.
All kinds of stuff.
Thanks for asking.
We do a weekly live stream as long as we're not out of town or busy. We try to do it as weekly as we can. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
Called Ash Wednesdays. You should totally come hang out with us, listen to us and play.
Yeah. We play music. This Wednesday we're actually doing a giveaway. We do a giveaway the first Wednesday of every month, but Chris and I pick guitars and play songs, and it's a good time.
Yep. Absolutely. Reese has got to go, so she'll watch the rest on replay. Bye, Risa.
Thank you.
CB Carmack is here. I also cured my addiction to alcohol with carnivore, on top of reversing type 2 and many other health issues. 7 meds I don't have to take anymore. Almost 2 years carnivore.
Come on, man. That is so awesome on so many levels.
How do you argue with results like that?
You just can't.
Incredible.
That's good for you, CB. Thank you for sharing that too, man.
Incredible.
That's inspiring.
It is super inspiring.
Yeah.
We love that. Thank you, CB, for being here. Please keep sharing your story with people. Sherry is here. Just got caught back up after having to pause for my other Monday podcast, munching on my CCN potato chips.
Nice.
Love it. So glad you're here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Solomon is here. I've been on carnivore for 3 weeks and I haven't pooped. Is that normal? 3 weeks might be a little long. So what I would suggest is you increase your fat. You're not going and you feel like you need more fat. You're going too much and you feel like it's too loose, you need less fat.
Yeah.
Play around with that. That will help you. And if you want some really good info and maybe some help on this, go to Dr. Barry's channel, because he's got all kinds of videos on poop, and he's great at handling that kind of stuff. So,
yes. He also, tonight, so today's Monday, so tonight he'll be going live on his channel. You usually have to give a super chat. There's just so many people there. It's hard.
He has thousands upon thousands of comments. He cannot get to comments if they're not highlighted. So, and you can get an inexpensive one, it's a couple of bucks, and just a little short comment, just be like 2 weeks carnivore or like 3 weeks carnivore, whatever, no poop advice, and just see what he says.
Yeah, see what he says. And he has lots of videos too, but hopefully that helps, and please come back and let us know how you're doing, and if you have, any questions or concerns.
Yep, absolutely. Catholic Carnivore says, don't give the enemy any satisfaction.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Sorry about my comments then. Carrie says, Chris and Ash and everyone, sorry about all my comments. You don't have to be sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
Yeah.
You just need to see things from a perspective that is not being overwhelmed by lies.
Yeah.
And I understand, because I've been right where you are, where I hate myself, I hate my life, whatever. She kicked my butt and she pulled me out of it and said, nope, you were fearfully and wonderfully made, and for you to do that is completely missing that. Yeah,
you never have to be sorry for sharing what's going on or whatever, but when you literally get to the point where you're talking in a way where you're literally saying, I hate myself, as a friend, I'm seeing you go down a really dark, deep path that leads to some really bad things.
Yep.
So, when we were saying all that about like just stop and pray and all that, it's because we've been there. And someone once kicked my butt, and then when Chris did, I kicked his butt. So Carrie, out of love, that's why we're just saying like, man, like we're going to pray for you and we love you, but we're trying to give you tough love, because I also don't want to see you keep being stuck in a pattern to where that's how you continuously feel all the time, because you deserve better than that.
Absolutely.
So no need to be sorry, but
no need to be sorry. Just don't stay there.
For me, a good way I think to shorten this up, this is also a lot with, I think, health just in general. If I see that you're struggling, and if I have experience with something and I see you're going down a path, is it love for me to say, oh, I'm so sorry? Right? I'll pray for you. I'll do that. Like, sure, those things are nice. Or is it better, more loving to say, hey, I know this is tough. I'm going to pray for you. However, you need to realize what is the core issue of this problem, and you need to fix it, and I'm here to help you with that. What do you think is actually showing love at the end of the day?
Absolutely.
So you got this, Carrie. Hang in there, buddy.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
Which isn't always pleasant when you're the one on the other side of that sometimes. I've needed it. You've needed it.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe Carrie needs it a little bit. That's
we
okay.
All need it sometimes.
Yeah. It's not, love doesn't always feel like happy on the front end. Sometimes it's a little painful, because that's how you grow and that's how you get better. So
it's how we encourage and motivate each other.
We're here for you. We're here for you. Lacey says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Philippians 4:13. Come on, Lacey.
That's it. I used to have a t-shirt in high school that had that printed on it. Loved it.
Oh, yeah. So it's a great verse, though. Very true.
Solomon saying, no, Wyoming, still don't know why I left. And Georgia
left me
for some girl out west. Things were always rocky with Colorado, and damn if I think twice about Ohio.
Oh, Solomon, you just made my day.
Yep,
Thank you, friend.
There we go. And there's the link to the Stuck on Indiana music video for you guys. If you didn't know, those were the lyrics that Solomon was typing in.
Solomon, the next time I'm on stage and I can't remember the words, I'm going to call you.
That's right. That's right.
Well, how does this song go? Tell me,
That's
man.
right.
Thank you, friend.
Paola says a great song.
Oh, thank you, friend.
It is a
Appreciate
great
that.
song. She's an incredible writer and musician.
You're pretty great, too, Mr. Delisle. Pretty great, too.
Jay is here also late, but glad to catch this live. We're glad you're here,
glad you're
Jay.
here, Jay. Thanks for tuning in.
I love this comment. Carrie, be healed, be free. In the name of Jesus, God thought you were so worth it that he sent his only son to die for you. Be blessed.
Oh, yes.
That's what it
Mom.
all comes down to. Stacy and Ken are here. Easy peasy keto. We have 2 baggies of hot dog pasta in the freezer. The worms are good.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad they liked it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Catholic Carnivore. In the beginning, when I craved carbs, which was fruit for me, apple cider vinegar and sparkling water cut that craving in 2 seconds. That's cool.
Oh, that's a cool tip.
Maybe that's something some of you might want to try.
I like it.
Lacey says, I'm so glad I was doing super dirty keto before. I had none of the transition symptoms. I always done the baby steps.
Good for you, Lacey.
That's great. That is fantastic. Yeah. Jay says, day 1 of my 48-hour fast to see if I can fix my IBS flare-up. Fingers crossed. Well, Jay, if it makes you feel any better, I have IBS. Mm-hmm. Carnivore has basically fixed it, but if I'm struggling, a fast usually helps.
Good for you.
Usually a fast is what will take care of that. So
keep us posted. That's good for you, though.
Yep. El Mission says, I found Carnivore because I got 2 years in a row of pre-diabetes diagnosis and I didn't want to go a third. I'm old and I don't want to go there. I've been carny for over a year and for good. Good for you.
That's
Love
awesome.
Karen says, butter mayo, life-changing, just saying.
Agreed,
yep.
Karen.
If you guys
That's
don't know,
a game changer,
I have
man.
a spreadable butter mayo recipe, which is my favorite. It's awesome.
So good.
Absolutely. El Mission, my nephew is a truck driver now, and I asked him to keep his health stable by going carnivore. His truck cab has a way to plug in refrigerator and microwave. I also think he should get a dehydrator.
Awesome.
I think a small dehydrator and an air fryer. If you have a fridge that has maybe hopefully a little freezer on it, and you have a microwave and you have a dehydrator and an air fryer, you can do just about everything that you need with that. That's awesome.
Really cool.
That's awesome. Sherry says, I want French fries that are not made of almond flour, although those are okay. New challenge for you, Chris. Sherry, I've been working on trying to find a French fry idea for Carnivore for over 2 years.
Yep.
And I haven't given up.
He's on it.
It's tough.
Hey, speaking of recipes that you've been working on for what seems like
for
a lifetime.
Long time. Yeah.
So, what are we going to film when we're done with this live stream?
Oh, you guys are going to be so excited about this. So this coming Saturday, I have a special video coming out with some guest taste testers that is for faux beer batter, fish and chicken. Okay.
Yes. Very yummy.
So you're going to be able to batter and fry foods again. How good was it?
Delicious. It was really, really good.
I'm excited about that one. However, the following Saturday, so not quite 2 weeks away, you guys are going to get to see Carnivore biscuits. Carnivore biscuits. I have been working on buttermilk biscuits in a carnivore fashion for 2 years. And you know what? I finally nailed it. I got them right. They're really good. I'm going to do carnivore biscuits. We're going to film that today. And I'm probably going to do biscuits and gravy, and I'm going to do something else. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. But I'm going to do a couple of different things with biscuits. I'm probably ask this lady over here what she wants me to do with them. So when she goes to taste test my recipe, she can have the kinds of ways that she likes to enjoy biscuits.
I don't want to make anybody jealous, but I am probably going to go have carnivore biscuits and gravy after this. Just saying. I wanted to look it up. So this Saturday is the 8th. So that's going to be
the faux beer batter.
And then the 15th. Should be biscuits and gravy.
Yes.
So tune in, my friends.
You guys set your alarms, put reminders on your phones, whatever it is, because it's going to be great.
I have waited, though, for the biscuits for so long, and I'm so glad we're here.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Love it. Nancy says, gotta go. Great show today. Learned a lot. Love you guys. We love you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy. We love you,
Have
too.
an amazing day.
Yeah.
Breyer says, this is the live I never knew I needed. I super appreciate the honesty and sharing the love of Christ so openly. The truth sets people free in faith, life, and food.
Yes.
Yes, Breyer. And that's why we're here. Like, even if someone doesn't agree with our beliefs, that's okay.
Yeah, you're still welcome.
But we're all here just to share what we're going through. And Ash and I don't hide anything.
No.
You can ask anyone that's been to our house who we are on camera. It's the exact same people we are when you're
here. You guys, we're too busy, and I'm too tired with all the stuff we do. Yeah. I can't be somebody else. It's too exhausting.
Can't do it.
I just can't. I give up.
This is a great point. Brenda says until we started putting MCT oil in hubby's coffee, he battled with constipation.
Oh.
So that might work for someone who's struggling with that. Maybe add a little bit of that into your diet.
Good tip.
I love this. Lacey says, I was pulled out of my distress in my living room by my husband. It was a pitiful sight. His words to me, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah. Yeah. And husband.
So I did.
Oh, go
love
Lacey.
It.
I'm proud of you.
And it's hard. It is hard, and it's not in any way that we are unempathetic to anyone struggling. We are here for you. We know you're struggling. We want to help you out. We want to help you get it done right.
And that's it. Chris and I have struggled with so many different things and have helped each other and have then turned around and tried to help other people. It's part of it. And I just...
It's what we do.
Your husband sounds like a great guy. I like this guy.
Absolutely.
So, thank you, Lacey.
She also says, my IBS doesn't like sriracha. Don't ask how I found out. I get it.
Do you know what I love about this live stream? We talk about food and helping people. We talk about poop.
Jesus,
we talk
pizza,
about
and
Jesus.
poop.
Yeah.
Jesus, pizza, and poop.
Do you ever think people go back and watch the live stream? They're like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Watch these things and it's like, man, these people are nuts.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Janelle says, yes, batter dipped fish.
Yeah.
And it's good.
It's going to be good.
It is good. It's crispy. It's oily. It's all the things you want fish to be.
It's delicious.
Yes, absolutely. Catholic Carnivore agrees with you. Lacey, I love him. That's a good husband.
That is good husband.
Lacey says, yes, sausage gravy. Here I come. Oh.
Yes.
Jay says, ooh, that sounds great. Yes.
Oh, man, I'm drooling already.
CB says, I've messaged you before about carnivore biscuits. Heck yeah. Yeah, I've gotten messages for like 2 years for carnivore biscuits.
Yeah.
And I have refused to put anything out that was halfway there. Because you can't take an egg white bread and make it in a round thing and call it a biscuit.
No, you cannot. No.
That is not. It's like going to the grocery store and buying a hamburger bun and giving it to someone from the South with gravy over it and saying, it's a biscuit. And they're going to be like, no, it's not. And they're going to slap you across the face. You do not mess with a Southern person's biscuits.
No, definitely not.
So we had to get it right.
Yep.
John says, OMG, carnivore biscuits and gravy. Yes, absolutely. And Karen can't wait for the new recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron is here, says, sounds great. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good.
Totally.
Janelle says, yes, biscuits. Paula says, ooh, yummy.
Yes.
And Sherry says, okay, biscuits are good too.
Yeah.
Briar Rose wants to know, Ash, may I eat off your plate? Biscuits and gravy? Say what?
Come on, Briar. I don't know how far you want to come on. Except for sometimes Mel gets to eat off my plate. So as long as you can share with me and the puppy dog, we'll be good.
Brian wants to know, where's the link for the butter mayonnaise? If one of our moderators can drop that in, and if not, you can go to my channel and just search butter mayo and it will pop up. Now I have 2 videos on it. One was like at the very beginning of my channel, and I did this for like 30 minutes. Don't watch that one. I mean, you can, but I just apologize because I was brand new to YouTube.
It was
I didn't know what I was
doing. First videos, I think.
It was one of my first few videos. Yeah. Like when I was really starting to learn how to do like recipes, it was one of the first ones I created. Yeah. So
it's long, the audio's terrible, the lighting's terrible. Also though, I will say, I say all that. I actually sometimes get really encouraged by watching some of Chris's older videos.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, like for those of you that are new or that have been around a while, but if you go back and watch Chris's first couple of videos,
you'll see how far we've come.
He's a lot heavier. And he's very monotone, right? He's very monotone. You can tell he's not as happy and preppy and his usual self. Like, he's a totally different person. Not just heavier. A totally different person. And his videos are also really bad. The audio, the stuff.
They were terrible. The editing was horrible. The lighting was terrible.
They're all like bad. 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
But we've improved.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
That's the whole point of it.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here, right? I love
it. Briar says, Jesus, pizza, and poop.
That's basically what we've been talking about all morning.
Oh, I'm telling you what.
Oh, man.
Paula says, oh, Lacey, that stuff hurts a lot more coming back out.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Lacey says Jesus, pizza, and poop should be the title.
Maybe it should.
I like it. Matt says carnivore KFC. So here's the cool thing. So this is like a beer batter that you would dip and fry and get the puffiness and the whole thing for fish and like chicken, like think Long John Silver's. But based off of that, I think I'm going to be able to take the mixture and create a breading mixture. And I think I might be able to figure out, I don't know yet, so don't quote me on this, but I think I might be able to figure out carnivore fried chicken a la things like KFC. And then I'm going to hit up Caleb for Caleb's carnivore quest, and he and I might have to do a fried chicken video. Because I told him if I could figure it out that I'd do a video with him on that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we can do. Patricia says, Ash, I want that in a song, a spiritual of Stop and Pray.
You got it, Grandma.
Yep.
Great idea.
There's the butter mayo recipe.
Woo-hoo,
Love
thank
it.
you, Janelle. You're
Paula
right.
says, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We are winding down here, so y'all make sure you hit that. Briar says it should be a shirt. Jesus,
should.
pizza, and poop.
You know, we spend these times with like these beautiful like titles for Monday Morning Lives. Like, why so many carnivores miss the point? Which is Jesus, pizza,
Jesus,
and poop.
pizza, and poop.
That's what we're really here to talk about this morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian says, good timing on the fish, Chris. Yes. So for the Catholic folks out there, Lent is a thing
Actually,
here.
I believe it's this Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, so yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So fish it is.
Yes. Man, that fish was good too. I'll tell y'all
it was
what.
so good. I've got more fish in the freezer. I'm gonna have to make more just for us because it was really good. CB says, yeah, when you're an Alabama redneck like me, the biscuit is a serious thing. Believe me, I understand.
Serious thing, yeah.
I understand. I ain't eating biscuits and gravy that tastes like somebody took a hot dog bun and put some sausage gravy over it. What's wrong with you?
And I don't want no biscuit that tastes like an egg.
Don't do that. Yeah, Come on now.
Do it right.
Don't disrespect the biscuit. Jackie says, late entry up here in the Pacific Northwest. Sounds like y'all been talking about great things.
Poor Jackie. She comes in. She's like, what the hell are these people talking about?
She walks into this live, and the first thing she hears me do is go, Jesus, pizza, and poop. She's like, I'm just going to click out of this now. I'm done.
She's like, oh my God, he finally snapped. That's what it is.
Steak Mom, yay, carnivore biscuits.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have to say, too, you know, Chris has been working on this recipe for so long, and he really did a lot of work to really get it right. So I'm excited to taste the finished product later today. But a lot of people don't know, but back before the keto carnivore days, and they kind of like right when we very, very first started keto, we actually owned a bakery here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And do you know who makes some of the best just biscuits around in the world? This guy right here. Do you know how many people would buy biscuits from our bakery?
Sheets of buttermilk biscuits that were, I think was it 48 or 60 or something we did per sheet?
48, I think.
And we'd make them 4 to 6 sheets at a time for a venue that was using them for their restaurant menu.
Yeah. And like so many people would like message us, they like stop in and buy, and they'd be like, "These are the best biscuits I've ever had." So I feel like Chris has a lot of pressure when it comes to making a carnivore biscuit, which is why it's taken him years.
I won't accept halfway. It's going to be good or it's going to be nothing at all.
And so I am so excited for this, y'all.
So I like this. John says biscuits must be dropped, not rolled or in a mold. These are dropped. These are not in a mold. These are dropped and baked.
Yep.
There you go.
This is what it is.
Marie says, anyone else seeing ads during the live? Yes, Marie. Most people are seeing ads during the lives because that's how I pay my bills.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the ads.
Yeah, I think YouTube actually started putting them in live streams. Am I correct about that?
So you can turn them off. You can turn them off so no one sees ads during live streams, but the reality is if I don't make money doing YouTube, I wouldn't be here. Because I have bills I have to pay, as does every other creator you guys love. So if you see a creator and they have ads on their channel, rejoice that creator is being paid and supported for their work. Watch their ads and be thankful that creator is able to do what they do.
Yeah.
So, yes, the ads are there intentionally because without it, Ash and I would not have a house to live in. Shantae is here. Hi, Shantae. And there's Janelle dropping in the newer mayo video. Thank you for that. It's a lot easier to watch.
Yeah. I have a feeling maybe we'll do a third one at some point and improve it.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
Yep. People talking about ads. Brian says, it didn't come up when I typed it in. Very strange. Yeah, sometimes YouTube search, just like it thinks you're looking for something else. Very weird.
It's weird.
John Cranky Carnivore says carnivore beer batter summer sausage. So that's an interesting idea.
Oh,
but that'd be good.
Sounds delicious.
Paula says fish.
Yes.
And look who there, Rick.
Hey.
Charger Mopar is here. Finally got home for lunch. Good to see you, Rick.
What's up, Rick?
Cranky Carnivore Cutler says carnivore beer battered cheese curds.
Ooh, there's a lot of good cheese curds.
That would be amazing.
Gosh.
Fried catfish po' boy. Yep,
Yes,
you could
John.
use my white bread recipe done as a hoagie roll, and you can do po' boys. We'll have to do a video on that.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yep.
Love it.
Chon Wise, Monday Morning Live. Jesus, pizza and poop to get your week started right.
You're not wrong.
Rick says duck biscuits. Absolutely.
Duck biscuits.
Sherry Monroe is here, says, absolutely love your recipes. Y'all are the best. Your carnivore pancakes are the best. Hope you do a cookbook. Sherry, I'm talking with a publisher.
Yeah.
We're working on getting it done. We got to talk contracts and timelines and everything, but we're talking with a publisher, and we're hoping to get that out hopefully before the end of the year. Fingers crossed we can get it all worked out. So, but yes, a cookbook is coming one way or the other.
I'm also so glad you love the pancakes. That's one of my favorite CCN recipes of all time.
They're incredible.
Yep.
They're incredible. Jackie says, now I'm definitely down with Jesus Pizza and Poop. And Sherry thinks we need a song, Jesus Pizza and Poop.
Sherry's probably not wrong. Sherry knows things.
That's
She's
right.
smart, man.
That is right.
I love it.
Let's see. Lacey says, my son loves the Cheddar Bay. That would be definitely a cool way to do it too. My mom suggested that. We might have to maybe make a couple of them that way. Who knows?
I think that would be awesome.
Sherry says, can't wait for your biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Gonna be good.
Catholic Carnivore, God bless the ads.
God
Yes.
bless the ads.
Thank you. God bless the income that comes from the ads, which is how we afford the ingredients to do the recipe experiments to create the videos you all know and love.
And we actually talked about this, maybe some of you guys weren't here, we actually talked about this last week on our Monday Morning Live. We brought it up because I don't like ads either. I get they're annoying, but I think just when you understand, like, we really, if YouTube didn't have the ads, then Chris and I couldn't afford to be sitting here. Chris could not afford to go create things like, carnivore biscuits and gravy.
I wouldn't be creating carnivore biscuits because I would be out working another job.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have time to be here doing the work. Because that's the thing, you guys have to realize. I have to create a recipe. It took me 2 years to get the biscuits right. Okay, so there's all the experimentation time. Plus, I have to pay for all the ingredients every time I'm doing that. Plus, we have to film the video, which usually takes anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, depending on the recipe.
Yeah.
Plus, I have to edit the video, which is another 8 to 12 hours usually. Plus, I have to post and do all of the marketing and the social media, which is another 2 to 3 hours. So by the time you guys see a video, that's anywhere from 20 to 30 hours of work. Plus the financial expense of buying all the ingredients to do it. So it's like,
not to mention
if you guys,
the camera, the lighting equipment, the microphones.
Right. So it's like if you guys go to work every day, I'm sure you don't pay your boss to be there and do it all for free. It's, that's why the ads exist. And it's something I think is important for us to talk about in this community. I know we all don't like ads, but if you like the creators doing the things that make a difference in your life, watch the ads and be thankful that they're being supported.
Yeah.
Because they can't, people can't literally end up living on the streets, giving up their whole life so that you can have a recipe for a carnivore biscuit.
Right.
We have to be able to pay our bills too. So it's the reason the ads are there.
Yeah, but if you don't have a YouTube channel, you probably didn't know that. That's totally cool. So just trying to help make sense of things.
Just helping you understand where we come from.
Yeah.
CB says, my grandmother's a world-famous biscuit maker. True story. She worked at Hardee's back in the day, changed the way they made biscuits, and was put in charge to train how to make them at all the locations.
Oh, CB, that's
How
so
cool is that?
Man. That is awesome.
What a cool story.
Very cool.
Briar says, we had no idea about the ads. Good to know. We want you to have a house to live in. Briar, me too.
Yeah, that's true.
It makes it a lot easier to do videos if I have a kitchen to film them in.
For sure. And you see that little golden retriever back there? That dog likes to eat.
That dog's expensive.
When you see the ads, you're just feeding the dog.
Pretty much. Matt says, I'll catch the remainder of this when I get home. Started work over 8 hours ago, so it's about time to go home.
Awesome.
DJ Magic Man, you be safe, and hope you enjoy the rest of the replay.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Let's see. CB says, now the motto for Hardee's is biscuits made from scratch. Yep, I've seen that.
That's
Very
cool.
cool. Jackie says, I fully support you having ads in your videos. Gotta say I draw the line at a 60-second ad. Gotta be honest, I click off any video with ads longer than 30 seconds. I get it.
That's fair. Yeah.
But the longer ads make more money. So, I listen, I get it. Mute your computer, walk away, go get a drink, go do whatever, but don't take it away from the people who are trying to make the videos.
Yeah.
Don't hurt the people that are doing the stuff that you want to watch by refusing to be patient and watch through ads.
Yeah.
So, not trying to be critical.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when I'm struggling to pay bills at the end of the month, it would mean an awful lot if people would just watch through ads or wait for the skip button to pop up or any of that kind of stuff. And those longer ads, that's because the videos are popular and YouTube knows you'll watch those ads.
Yeah.
So they put the creators have no control over that. The only thing we can do is turn the ads off or turn them on and put spots in the videos where there's a pause here where if an ad popped up, it wouldn't ruin the video for someone. But YouTube sometimes will still adjust that anyway for you. YouTube choose whether or not they show that ad, what ad they show. We have no control over that.
Nothing.
We don't know how long that ad will be. That's all YouTube side. So don't punish the creator if you don't like what YouTube does, please.
Yeah, because basically, like you said, it's like with that whole thing, it's like you basically choose, do you want the ads on or do you want them off? And if you have them off, well, then you don't make any money. So you're doing this totally for free. If the ads are on, we have no control. But that's how you make your money. So, but also you guys can tune into YouTube and get lots of free, cool information. And all you got to do is watch an ad.
Yep,
so.
Absolutely. Now, if everybody goes and joins my private community,
no ads,
and we make a whole bunch of money there that supports the channel because I have like 10,000 members over there, I'll turn all my ads off and do it all for free.
There you go.
As long as I can pay my bills, that's the only thing I need. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you guys can do to support, we just appreciate that because it is not cheap to be a YouTuber. And we do not make the millions of dollars that people assume that you make as a YouTuber. That is not how that works.
Wait, you don't have $1 million?
If I had $1 million, I certainly wouldn't be doing all the stuff that I do on a daily basis.
I love it.
Yeah. So, Paula says, your carnivore book will be a hit. I certainly hope so. We're trying. Excited. And Catholic Carnivore says, oh my goodness, can't wait to get my hands on that book. Well, I hope it's going to be good.
Yes.
My dad says I have your bread baking right now for Mom's muffalata sandwich.
Yum.
Awesome. I bet that'll be good.
Sounds really good.
Lacey says, I watch with an ad blocker on my desktop, but I let it play on my phone so the creator still gets paid.
Lacey?
That's a cool way to do it.
Love it.
So watch with the ad blocker, but then put it on something else where you don't have an ad blocker so we still get ads and we get paid, but then you don't have to watch it in the place that you do. Because that's the other thing. If you use an ad blocker, I ain't getting any money.
Yeah. That's cool, though.
Yeah. Sherry says there's another song, God Bless the Ads.
Pay my bills.
Marilda is here. Hi, Marilda.
Hi, Marilda.
Says, I'm so blessed how both of you are lifting up the Lord in your channel. You are my brother and sister in Christ. God continue to bless you both. Looking forward to your biscuit instructions. Thank you, Marilda. And the same to you.
You're a sweetheart.
My mom's listening. Jesus, pizza, and poop. All wonderfully beneficial things, but hardly interchangeable.
Yeah. Yeah.
CB says grandmother was, but has been gone for about 10 years. Aww. Well, I'm sorry, but she sounds like she was an awesome lady.
Absolutely. Very cool.
Jackie loved watching experimenting work in progress hot dog pasta video. Kind of a watching the sausage being made, pun intended. Yeah. Aaron says YouTube Premium for the win. I don't like how expensive it is, but I like ads even less. I hope you get a cut of YouTube Premium. We do, yeah. Yeah, if you're YouTube Premium and you see it without ads, they calculate that and they include that in our ad revenue. So,
great question.
They share that with us. Thank you so much. Lacey, ads are a small time price you pay for amazing conversations and good recipes. I agree. I appreciate it. That's why I watch ads on everyone else's channel, just trying to support the people. El Mission, I appreciate your work so much. The hardest part of carnivore for me is the boredom of the critter diet. Chris, if it wasn't for your work, I wouldn't be as happy with the diet now. Well, thank you. That's why we do what we do.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't happen to me very often, but every now and then, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Lewis says, gotta head to work. Eat your meat, love Jesus, and poop.
Yeah.
Love it. John says, so does YouTube pay in layers? Pay per view and pay per ad view as a second layer? No. Viewing my video does not make me any money whatsoever. The ads are what make me the money. You viewing my video, the only thing that does is tell YouTube that it's a good video. So if YouTube learns about that video and finds other people that might also be interested in watching it, or more specifically, they look at other people who are watching YouTube and they go, oh, based on we know about this video, we should show that amongst the other suggestions. So the more videos you watch, the more people potentially see my video, but I don't make any money until an ad pops up. That's the only way I make money off of that video is when that ad pops up. So you can watch it 1,000,000 times, but if you watch it 1,000,000 times with an ad blocker, I don't get a penny.
Yeah.
So
good questions, you guys. Thanks for asking these things. Though.
I love sharing this stuff with you guys.
And it's not just for Chris and I, but it's really any creator that you would love to support. Because I think a lot of this stuff just doesn't get talked about, and so no one knows. Yeah. So it's like no big deal, but it's like, oh, if we can talk about it, great.
Yep. Briar Rose, what do you feed your dog?
So we have one video on this entire channel where I actually cook something, and it's making Mel's dog food.
Yep.
When we have a video on Chris's channel, you can check it out. But so we actually have not fed Mel kibble in years.
Yeah.
So once a week, I'm actually going to be making some later today. We make a dog food for her, which is basically chicken, turkey, sometimes some other meat.
Yep.
And then we do livers, we do gizzards, we'll do some veggies, lots of eggs. We'll do some sweet potato. But yeah, so once a week we just kind of make a big old batch of kind of like I guess you would say keto kind of a thing. Sometimes we add a little bit of rice, which we know is not low carb, but she does well with it.
It helps her tummy, and if we take it out too fast or too much, it causes problems. So,
but she's a very happy, healthy dog, and we love making her food. So try to feed our pups as much whole foods as possible.
Absolutely. Marie says, 3 full-time jobs for every recipe video.
Yeah.
I'm mostly on 2 Crazy Ketos or Keto Chow lives where I was not used to seeing ads during the live, but always there during the replays. I don't mind them on.
Oh, well, great.
Yeah, it's listen, it takes 30 hours to put out a recipe video, plus we do 2 live streams, plus I do recipe experimentation, plus we run all of our own social media, plus I do music with her. I mean, so when I say we work 80-hour weeks, like I'm not kidding, like 80, 100, 120 sometimes hour weeks, that's what we do. We do it because we love it. Like, you know, we do all of this because it matters, but it is a lot of work for. Let's just say we don't do this for the money.
Yeah,
there's a lot easier ways to get rich than being a YouTuber, and this is a lot more work than a lot of other things I could do. But this actually matters.
We're happy to show up and help people. Yeah,
the day jobs we had, it was just a paycheck. This matters, so we do a lot more work for less money, but it's because it matters to us. Briar says, I feed my dog 2 pounds of raw 7% fat ground beef a day, sardines, and water on Sunday.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah. That's great.
That is great. I wish we could get Mel to a point where her tummy would tolerate that. It's a little hard right now. But...
Yeah, to be fair, we found out that Mel, kind of part of the reason why we add more than just like the meat and stuff in there for her, is we recently found out that she had a... I'm forgetting the name of it at the moment, but we took her to the vet after some issues and found out for a long time she's been dealing with a small issue. And so by feeding her what we're feeding her, it actually has massively improved it. Yeah. So hopefully to get her down to like raw meat and stuff, but it's just going to be a work in progress. But I love that. But she's seen so much health benefit. I mean, there's no denying. And kibble, when you research it, I mean, kibble is like, it's like the dog version of McDonald's. Yeah. I mean, it's just not even really food. Yeah. And there's no nutrients, there's no nothing. And we used to buy the expensive stuff, and all it did was make her sick and fat and overweight. So absolutely. That's awesome. I'm so glad you do that for your baby dogs.
Yep. Holly says, Cord Cutter said the other day that YouTube is making a change to make the ads less likely to upset viewers. YouTube is always updating. Yeah, constantly. Always. They are always updating. Because here's the deal. When I make money, they make money and vice versa. Yeah. So you have to realize YouTube isn't a charity. They're in it for money. And that's, like that or hate it or whatever, it's just the reality and it's just what we work on. But I'm just trying to play that system to get the information to as many people as possible while keeping the bills paid so I can afford to keep doing it.
Because then everyone wins.
And then everybody wins, and that's just what we're trying to do. So we appreciate you guys supporting. John says YouTube has terrible timing from a viewer perspective. Probably great for the creator perspective, like season finale of a TV series. It's and the thing is, I mean, they're playing the numbers, so they have data that tells them what they show, when they show it, and why they show it. And it may be annoying, but a lot of people will watch it, and they make a lot of money doing it. So that's why they do it. And it's we can't change that. We just got to work within it the best we can and make it work for everybody as best we can.
Yeah.
JC is here. Hello, JC, and thank you for the super chat. Says, I don't see the ads. I have premium, so just want to chum the pot.
Aw, thank you, JC.
So much.
That is very, very kind. We really do appreciate that.
We appreciate it. We can't do this without you guys. Seriously. JC just helped us pay for the ingredients for the biscuit recipe today.
See? There you go.
There we go.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Steak Mom says, so if one subscribes to YouTube Premium, do they still get ads? Do you still get money? So no ads for the YouTube Premium person, and I do still get money. So what they do is they see that money, similar income as like ad companies that are wanting to show ads. All that money goes into a big pot, and then they look at your views, how many of those came from people who are premium YouTube viewers, and they have a whole way that they calculate that, and they give you a small piece of the YouTube premium money. So yeah, I mean, I get pennies, but you know, but it's a little, it's a little bit of something. So yeah. Brenda made biscuits at Hardee's in Bowling Green, Kentucky in 1980.
Oh, wow, cool, Brenda.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Janelle's got to run. Thank you, Janelle, for being here and for all your work as a moderator.
Yes, thank you for all your hard work today, Janelle. You rock.
Lacey says, wish YouTube would at least read the room with the ad choices. I'm watching carnivore recipes. I don't want to see chocolate cake or medication for hemorrhoids. So, Lacey, let me tell you something interesting. YouTube chooses what ad to show you based on your viewing history and what they think you are most likely to watch. So your YouTube profile probably has data from before you were carnivore.
Right.
And is reading that previous data and all the ads that you watched through or things that you might have clicked on. So it doesn't do it based on the video. It does it based on the person who's watching. Their whole algorithm is based on the viewer, not the creator. So when it shows you something, like I had someone that got really angry at me one time because of the ads that were popping up, and they were like, I don't want to see all this stuff. Why are you putting that on your channel? And I said, I have no control over what ads they show you. That's based on your profile. Which I don't think made that person very happy, because it was something about like male anatomy and enlargement pills and stuff, and it was like some lady who was super upset at me, and I'm like, what are you watching that makes YouTube think that's what you want to see? That's not my fault.
I will say too, when we first started Keto and Carnivore, and honestly up until probably I would say about 3-6 months ago, when I would watch YouTube videos, a lot of it was like Guitar Center, sales. That makes sense. Like, oh, this girl's gonna buy a guitar. Or it was like candy, like Reese's, which used to be like one of my favorites, and it was all that. And now I'm getting like GLP-1s, and I'm getting a little crazy. But it takes a while for YouTube to figure out, like what is this person into? What are they watching? So
absolutely,
it will get better the longer you watch
the
Keto Carnivore
stuff. The longer you do Keto Carnivore, the more it will start to target you, and then it's just going to target you with things like health related stuff that you still don't want to see, but
But at least it's not like a Snickers bar. I don't know. Yeah.
Although we still get those from time to time too.
Yeah, it happens.
Jackie says, when I'm making your recipes, I have your video for that item running on the TV over and over and over and over again, backing up, watching and rewatching the details as I cook with Chris.
Oh, I love that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's sweet.
John says, okay, I guess I've been feeding the algorithm on your studio's channel. I played at 2x. I'd let the ads play, but haven't seen any yet. That's great.
That's awesome.
We just appreciate that. So you haven't seen any ads on that because that channel is not monetized in that way yet. It's one of the reasons we need to get that watch time up, because eventually we'll be able to get all of that functionality on there, which they will then also monetize for ads. So the reason you're not seeing ads is because I'm not getting paid on that channel, because it's not eligible for that yet. Although we did just get the first layer, which is the super chats and super stickers. Now we just got to get the rest of the watch hours, so we get the ad revenue. Once that kicks in, that will make that channel fully functional and much more profitable for us, so we can put more time into it for you guys. Yeah. So that's the deal. That is the deal. There's JT Tillman. Good morning, my friend JT.
Hi, JT. Glad you're here.
Says, glad to be a part of the band now. Thank you, guys. Yes, JT is our newest member of the private community, and we are so glad he is there.
So awesome.
So you guys come over and join JT in that private group. Very, very cool.
Yes, glad you're here. Thank you.
Let's see. Lacey says, LOL, guess I just outed myself. That's all right. Listen, there's a reason I still get ads for Reese's, because before I was a carnivore creator, I watched a bunch of junk. And they knew that I used to want it.
Yeah, makes sense.
JC says, well, if I paid for the biscuit ingredients, I get first dibs.
That's only fair, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Brenda says, my ads are always keto, Chow. I say more Chris and Miriam. I love them.
That's I love that. That's great.
Jackie says, Chris, your sleeves look like bacon. Not sure if I already posted this observation. Yes, I get that. I get that regularly with this shirt. I love it.
Love it, love it.
Cool. Well, guys, I think that that pretty much catches us up with everything. We appreciate you guys. This has been a long one, but I think this was a valuable one. I think this was great. Remember, we don't want to miss the point on keto and carnivore. I think it's so important to understand that people need help, and using what we know as a weapon to make ourselves feel better is not going to help anyone. Using our knowledge as a tool to help lift people up and encourage people so that they can one step at a time become better and live a more full life. If we all do that for each other, the world gets better. But we can't sit back and say, well, no one else is doing this, I'm not going to do it. And we can't sit back and watch other people beat someone up and not step in. Do your part in any way that you can find to lift up and encourage someone, and do everything you can to help them become better. That is so important. And I just wanted to touch real quick. I saw this pop up for Sky. It says, if YouTube was actually reading my profile, I should be seeing more naked people. LOL, not really. Just wanted to say hey, and as a subscriber from the Ketogenic Woman referral.
That's
Where Sky,
awesome.
Thank you for being here. Anita at Ketogenic Woman is just amazing.
Amazing,
We love
yes.
her, and honestly, she is majorly responsible for the start of Chris Cooking Nashville when it first took off. So we love her. She is family. Thank you guys for watching. Please go help somebody. Please go do something beautiful for someone today. And let us know how we can help you guys. Don't forget that private community scrolling down here at chriscookingnashville.com. It's also linked in the description box. Please come join us. It's $10 a month. It's very little money, but it helps the channel and it gives you connection with a lot of great people who are doing this journey just like you, and it gives us the ability to go in there and support you. You can reach out to us individually, directly, and you just get more attention from that kind of stuff, some extra recipes, behind the scenes, all kinds of fun stuff. We have a good time. So please come find us in there. Everything else is linked down below. We love all of you guys, and get ready for Backstage with Chris tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have the Knife Saga giveaway. You got to be present to win live. We have a special discount, and we're going to be doing some incredible rockin' carnivore pizza bites.
So
Thank you guys for being here. We're going to go to the grocery store and we're going to go film carnivore biscuits for you guys. Thank you guys. We love every single one of you. This is Chris Cooking Nashville. My beautiful wife, Ash Taylor, over here. You guys eat your meat, love your life, and whatever you do, please don't miss the point. We love all of you guys. We'll talk to you very soon. We'll see you here in the studio and downstairs in the kitchen for a bunch more crazy carnivore content and probably some meat, Jesus, and poop.
Bye.
Bye, guys.